Hi, hi everyone. Hey Martin, hey Jonas, hey Jake Lagatar. By the way, everybody, if you're not subscribed to Jake Lagatar, maybe you should subscribe to Jake Lagatar. He does street outreach also, and he makes some cool videos. We're gonna watch them together soon. Tessa Saves, hello. Richard Smith, hello. Draculum the King, hello. And Sama, hello. Hello everyone. Yeah, I didn't know what to prepare. The weather is both sunny in and out, but apparently there is some UV radiation, so I might need to oil myself up a bit. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out how to do things. Welcome to the Vegans Oiling Up Hour. 1 hour of vegans oiling up. Last time I burned my neck so much that the skin started peeling. So now I'm applying sunscreen. I'm not playing around. A lot of cool people in here. Just getting started. I was in the Discord chat this morning. Had some conversations there also. Blew off some steam with some people. There was somebody who was coming with the whole, it's not ethical. There's no such thing as right or wrong. And they ended up saying that even for pedophilia, which is kind of messed up. Hey, Mr. Manx, nice to see you here. Tone is here. Tone was also in the Discord. Martin, Tone, all of we're gonna start in a second. I'm sorry, everybody. I wanted to oil up and make that joke. I really was preparing for that joke. That it's the vegan oiling up hour. It's a pretty. I was preparing for that joke. I prepared the. I thought it would be interesting to just start saying that joke, like just start the stream with that joke. But then I'm like, nah. People are gonna be like, huh? What's happening? What's going on? Hey, greeting from Iceland. Oh my God, Skrulder, hello. Yeah, I was in Iceland. It's a very, very, very nice place. It's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, to be honest. The nature is just freaking amazing. While people are gathering, go Chip, go, yeah. While people are gathering, I'm gonna continue oiling up 1 second. Very important. Sunscreen. Okay, we're ready. That's it. Oh no, I also have to put the cap on you guys. It's how did he go from me to defending pedophilia? First of all, I think it was a she, not a he. And you know how they always go. Okay, put on a cap on my buddies over here and put in on the signs on the street so that people go like, huh, what's this guy all about? Oh shit, the cap fell. I'm sick. The wind, the sun, yet again, everybody. Netherlands is being a dick to me. First person is vegan. We look so cool in the cap, says Linda. Yeah, Linda, you do. Okay, and it's a We the Free cap. Sorry, everybody. I guess I should have prepared before all of this and started. I've been thinking of putting some like, just like tin foil or aluminum on the phone. I think that would be better to protect against the sun. But the cap kind of looks a little bit cooler and it's a bit silly. It also helps out. Hey, Erwin is here. Nice to see you, Erwin. Okay, cap is on again. Putting the signs. That's it, we're ready. Somebody said I can't give up McDonald's. Oh, space money. You're always here, space money. You can be here. Just, you know, be a bit mindful, man. We're here to respect animals. Okay, let's go. Maybe we'll get some nice conversations. I wanted to be here today because usually on Wednesdays I'll notice for some reason in Museum Line people don't stop. So I thought it's better if we go here. But let's see. If not, we'll move back to our usual place. Oh, Cloud Strife is also here. Hello. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Kuka, that's a nice, interesting projection. You know, maybe we should also do a contest on that. That would be cool. So we say how many people will we speak to today, and then we kind of see our success rate. We can try to guess it, ballpark it. Hey, the new guy. A lot of cool people in here. That's awesome. I love to see this. Our awesome community is here. Now let's just get these conversations rolling. There's some people at the terrace, so every time I sit here, there's people at the terrace who are like looking at me, wondering, what is this guy doing? What is he doing? It's like, should I come and talk to him? And the weather is pretty good. As you see, I'm in a t-shirt. It's pretty warm. It's a little bit windy also, so you don't really feel that heat when the sun blows. It just smells like a lot of cigarettes and weed. I'm guessing because it's a touristy area, but yeah. Hey, good morning. Linda says, you're being cool. I'm being cool. Let's see, we'll give it 10 minutes. If nobody stops in 10 minutes, I'll move. I hope it won't be the vegan running around the city trying to get conversations hour, but rather just the, you know, having conversations for hour. Thank you. They will come eventually. You want to try a social experiment? Everybody comes to stop by to take photos of this canal. Looks just like any other canal to me, but I guess it's pretty. Weed in Amsterdam, no. Shame, no accordion near. Yeah, no accordion here. That's one of the positives here. We won't get any loud music in our ears. Want to try it? gotta get the ball rolling. I feel like whenever it's the after the first person comes, and all of a sudden everybody wants to join. Build the argument and they will come, says the new guy. Good one. Bunch of elk burgers for me and my family. About to go back out to spearfish salmon, says Gut. Wow, that is horrible. All that killing. Why? All those beings want to live. You choosing to take their life definitely can't be nice. Hey Pia, nice to see you here.
Wat is een sociale experiment dan?
I just asked some questions.
What kind of questions?
Oh, that you'll see, just to get you to think a little bit.
Okay.
Are you okay being live on my YouTube channel?
Sorry?
Are you okay being live on my YouTube channel?
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, can you come closer so that you're in view?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Ninka. Ninka.
Ninka. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
And, well, nice to meet you too.
Where are you from, by the way?
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Okay. So Ninka, I'm an animal rights activist, and I ask people, do you think animals deserve rights?
Yeah, definitely.
What rights do you think animals deserve?
All rights.
All rights?
They deserve to be free.
They deserve to be free.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. I like that. Okay. Do you think animals are free? Sadly.
No.
No.
No, not at all.
No, they're not. Is there something that you're doing that perhaps is restricting their freedom?
Not necessarily. No.
Do you consume any animal products?
No.
No. Are you vegan?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! Then that's awesome. I'm trying to get people to go vegan. That's why I'm standing here. Awesome. How long have you been vegan for?
5 years now, I think.
Amazing.
And before that, vegetarian.
Nice. Do you speak up for animals also? Do you?
Oh yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Like, do you go like with We the Free or Anonymous for the Voices? How do you do it?
No, not like that, but in another way, in a spiritual way.
In what do you mean?
Like talking to the animals and making people aware that they have rights too, that they don't have to kill them and like that.
Fair enough. So let me ask you this: if you see somebody kicking a dog,
Oh no.
would you
Then
say something?
I would not only say something, I would go and rescue the dog and talk to the person, like, what are you doing? Well, not talk. I don't think I'm going to be that nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't stand that.
Fair enough. So I use that analogy as the importance of us speaking up for animals, because if we're just vegan, we're essentially just walking by and not saying anything if a person is kicking a dog. But if we speak up for them, we're saying something. We have to say something. Okay, but if you're already saying something, you're already vegan. That's all we want. So I appreciate you having this conversation with me. I am looking for non-vegans to get them to
Okay,
respect
good luck.
animals.
Good
Thank
luck.
you. I appreciate you and have an awesome day. Okay.
You too. Bye
Cheers.
bye.
First person vegan. Didn't even have to work on it. Wanna try it? So, Yanni puts a lot of emojis that show the products of exploitation, abuse, and slaughter, and then mentions a compassionate God. Wow, that's talk about cognitive dissonance, huh? The problem here, everybody, is that there's canals all around, and when it's windy, if the wind blows anything, I might lose it. You wanna try it?
What is this?
Are you okay being live on my YouTube channel, first and foremost?
Yeah, of course.
Can you come here so that you I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit. Come a little bit closer. What's your name?
Harvey.
Harvey, nice to meet you. I'm Chip. Where are you from?
I'm from Manchester.
Manchester, love it. Harvey, I'm an animal rights activist.
Yes?
Do you think animals deserve rights?
Within reason.
What does that mean?
I'm a proponent of factory farming, but I'm not a vegan. I don't have issue with us eating them, but there are certain levels where maybe we're eating them 6-7 times a week.
I'm sorry.
Maybe we're eating them 6-7 times a week when it should be 1.
Okay. So do you think we need to consume any animal products?
No. No, well, any. I don't think we need to consume so many, but I do think consuming some of it, especially with young people, is quite important, because although we can get high levels of those, I'm a chemist, so you can get high levels of those kind of ingredients from plant-based products. It's much more difficult to do in large volumes, especially if you're trying to cut calories and other things like that.
What kind of micronutrients are you talking about?
I'm talking about, honestly, I could not tell you the details. My mother worked on a big study with them. She was a doctor back in the day, but I couldn't tell you the individual. I'm sure you know a lot more than me. Maybe I'm wrong. But
So empirical evidence nowadays shows that we can thrive on a plant-based diet. The largest organizations of nutritionists and dietitians around the planet say the same thing. None of them are vegan or have any interest in that. They're just mentioning it for the sake of people. And they say that a person can thrive on a plant-based diet, right? So we don't actually need to consume animal products. So when you say that we don't need to do it 7 times a week, once a week, they think that 1 time a week, given that even that 1 time is not necessary, do you think it's fair towards that animal that has to be exploited and slaughtered for you?
well, to be honest, I'm not that fussed about that animal. I'm curious, what, in your opinion, is the reason that people don't choose a completely plant-based diet? And this is not me trying to get a got you or anything. I'm genuinely curious because
Well, we can go down that route, but why don't you choose it?
I don't choose it because it's how I was raised. It's convenient for me. It's a lot cheaper than getting my protein from. So I'm somebody I'm not right now because I'm on holiday, but usually I track my calories, I track my protein intake.
How much
stuff
protein
like
do you
that.
take do you eat per day?
195 grams.
Oh, dude, I have above 200.
And
How many calories?
that's so easy. At the moment, I'm cutting down, so it's around 2,200.
2,200. Okay.
So it's a lot cheaper for me and a lot easier and quicker for me to do that with plant-based with animal products. Sorry.
But sure. But if the only animals you could find were like animal products coming from dogs that are
I would
exploited,
not care.
you would not care.
I have a dog. I love him. I wouldn't eat him, but I have no moral obligation. A dog's no different from a pig in my eyes.
So is it the same for? I'm sorry, I'm looking because the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
Is it the same for humans also? Would you apply the same logic?
I wouldn't apply the same logic to humans. I think they're more intelligent. The big brain component is quite difficult to ignore.
So what if we find human beings who have the cognitive abilities of an animal, like intellectually challenged human beings?
Well, it's intellectually challenged human beings. It doesn't mean they can't contribute to society a lot more than an animal.
What if they won't contribute to society, or they can't contribute
That's
to
somebody's
society?
daughter, that's somebody's child, that's somebody's brother, that's
That
somebody...
also applies to animals, right? Like they're also somebody's daughter, somebody's child.
I know, but that
somebody's brother.
intellectually challenged human being will be the child, daughter, brother, sister, somewhere down the line of somebody who isn't intellectually challenged. And
Oh
even
wait,
if
but
they
what
have
if their
no
whole family is intellectually challenged?
Their whole family's intellectually challenged. I find it hard to see a world where that means none of them could contribute to society and also care about that partner. I mean, humans have more emotional range than animals do. It's
Well, no,
one
we
of the
don't. We
things
don't.
that-
Why do you think we have more emotional range?
Because we have a much, much larger brain.
What emotions do you think we're
It's
adding
not
on top?
necessarily that we have more emotions, but that we have more of those emotions. I'm sorry, this is actually really interesting. My girlfriend's just waiting there, and I do have to make my way out.
Yeah, so animals do not. Animals have the same range of emotions as we do, most animals, because emotions come from senses, and if animals have the same amount of senses, it only stems to be obvious that
No,
we would have the
emotions
same
come from
amount of
neuron
emotions.
responses.
Yeah, but neuron
They-
responses to stimuli of the exterior, to stimuli of the senses, right?
I know, but we
so
have
if you
a
have the
much
same
larger
senses,
brain to process those responses.
no.
That
Large
changes
portions of
how we
our
feel.
large portions of our brain are actually used for identifying faces, for things that we do as humans, specifically. But it doesn't mean that because we have a larger brain, all of a sudden we have more or more complex emotions. That would be fallacious to say because it doesn't follow. One doesn't necessarily follow. You can easily say that maybe the emotional component of the brain is this small. If the emotional component of the brain is this small, you would argue that plenty of animals have at least a brain this size, so they should have emotional capacity that humans do. And plus, there's animals who can see infrared light. There's animals who can have more senses than we as humans do. So you would attempt to argue that those animals may have even more emotions than humans.
I think you've got me stumped, sir, to be honest.
Yeah. So I'm just like I'm trying to understand because.
I do genuinely have to go.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay. I'll give you a card, but like, if you think oppressing humans is wrong, you should apply it to animals also, because we're animals. We're the same. Just because we're a bit smarter doesn't mean we get to do this to them, right? Is that your value?
I don't think a bit smarter really quite characterizes it.
I mean, we are just a bit smarter, yeah. Running away. Okay. The wind is going to be a dick today. Let's hope we don't lose this cat. The wind is kind of fucking with us today. Yeah, it was a kind of a shitty conversation. Nice shirt. Thank you, I guess. I don't know. I have it since 15 years, I think. I have it since I moved to the Netherlands, so not 15. 11, 12 years, something like that. I don't know. I lost track of it since I've been living here. But yeah, I got it when I moved here. And it was large back then, but nowadays it's like just right, huh? Somebody asks halal. What do you want to know about halal? It's just as awful. Halal is just like a lie that you've been told that it is somehow okay. It is not. Ask yourself, would it be okay if somebody cut your throat the halal way? If not, then why would it be okay to do to an animal? Same thing. You're an animal, they're an animal. How will you get fertilizer without making the soil barren? So there are plenty of solutions for fertilizers. If you want, I can give you some resources about that. There's been a pretty good study of black currant showing similar results to animal, feces. So yeah, you don't need animals even for that. And let's imagine that you believe you need animals to fertilize the soil. You don't need to be exploiting and killing animals. You can just let animals on that soil, let them do their thing, and then you do your agricultural thing, and then they can move somewhere else, and so on, right? So you don't really need to be doing any of it. Although even that, as I said, is not necessary because you can just use different fertilizers. And plus we have plenty of way better artificial fertilizers nowadays. And I know that it's been the case with artificial fertilizers in the past that they did not yield good results for in the long run. But now the version of artificial fertilizers that we have today, that were released I think last year, to be more precise, are actually yield better results than the natural fertilizer ones. So yeah, don't just buy into all that crap. Think.
Or do you want to go down to see what's done?
I'm gonna have to have this little bit over here like this. Sorry, everybody. Axel, thank you so much for the support. I want to let people know this is off veganism, but Trump just claimed himself as a king. The US is going even darker. Jesus, he did that really? Wow, that's so stupid. Man, the more stupid shit he does, the better it is for the rest of the world in a sense, because it just puts everybody off of this whole extreme right-wing insanity. So, who knows? Okay. Fascism spreads, sadly. That's true. Ah, fuck. Sorry. It sucks. The only thing is that I think is that whenever we've had fascism throughout our world, there's been sort of people who had at least some form of intelligence. But Trump is also pretty freaking stupid, so so even if maybe, I mean, he clearly is a fascist, but even if he does try to do fascism, and nobody will benefit. So at least people might rile up or something because he's that stupid. So I don't know, everybody, but I don't want to talk politics. I dislike politics so much because everybody just has these ridiculous opinions. We can discuss policies if you want. We can discuss all that kind of stuff. Not now, because now we're speaking about animal rights. but politics, they're just so disgusting to discuss. Like, oh, I like this candidate. Like, I literally saw interviews of from Romania asking them which candidate they like, and everybody just formed opinions showing how they like the candidates because this one's a nice guy, this one doesn't look like a nice guy, or stuff like that. Like, how is that relevant? You're voting for a fucking president. You're not voting for a friend. You wanna try it?
Okay, what do we do?
I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Okay.
What's
Wait.
your,
Hello.
what's your name?
Patricia.
Patricia. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Patricia. Are you Dutch? Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm
The
Dutch.
accent?
I'm
Okay,
Dutch.
love it. I'm a Romanian originally, but I live here in the Netherlands. So I'm an animal rights activist. Do you think animals deserve rights?
Oh, wat over dieren? Oh, yes, oh, they have rights
What rights do you think animals deserve?
for good life.
Good life? Do you think they have the right to decide to live their life however they want to?
Yes.
Yeah. So do you think they have the right to live free of our involvement in their life?
Free of?
Our involvement in their life.
Oh, wat ingewikkeld. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Does that apply to all animals or only the animals that you like?
Oh, I'm not an animal friend at all, but a lot of friends have dogs, and I can understand that they like it, but I have nothing with animals.
That's okay. That's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay.
okay.
But
But-
what about the animals that we force into slaughterhouses for us? The animals that we breed into existence only to kill them. You know, the
Yes,
cows, the
okay,
chickens,
okay.
the pigs.
Well, when I see it on TV, I don't like it. It hurts a little bit, but I still eating meat.
That's an interesting thing, isn't it? Because you see it, you don't like it, but then you turn around and you pay for it, huh?
Yes, okay, that's true.
Isn't that kind of a contradictory?
Yes, okay. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So do you think that you should, I don't know, not pay for it anymore? Because you don't like it, right? Well, why pay for something you don't like?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, plus like if you think animals deserve at least the right to decide for themselves, then obviously that doesn't happen in animal agriculture, and we can choose anything else. Nowadays we have so many alternatives and it's so easy to
Yeah, but
have a
I
plant-based diet.
don't like an alternative because when it's sometimes I don't eat meat, not every day, and then I don't need an alternative. It's okay for me. I don't have a chicken alternative. Nee, then I don't eat chicken. You know what I mean?
I see what you
Okay?
mean. Yeah, you don't have to eat like, I don't necessarily, when I say alternatives, I don't necessarily mean like alternatives to meat like
No.
that resemble meat, but like I mean alternatives as in alternatives meals, alternative foods, right? Like you don't have to have chicken nuggets, you can have tofu nuggets. You don't have to have beef steak, you can have, I don't know, a beet steak, or there's so many things that
Yes,
you can.
okay, okay.
like
but then I don't eat. I like tofu, so then I eat something without meat.
Yeah, or eat something without meat.
Yeah.
Like I think like as long as you can get the nutrition that you need from plants and plant-based products, paying for animals to be put in this position that you also don't like, wouldn't that be wrong?
Yes, yes, okay.
Yeah. So if you were in their shoes, what would you want the other individual to do? Would you want them to say, "Yeah, it's wrong, but I'll continue doing it anyway," or would you want them, like if you were about to get sexually exploited, which happens to animals in animal agriculture, or about to have your babies taken away from you, which also happens in animal agriculture, or have your babies killed, or hell, even you being killed, would you want on the other side the individuals to be like, "Oh, that's so bad what's happening to you, but I'm gonna continue doing
Yeah, okay,
it."
okay.
You see what I mean? Like, so do you see it as important that you choose to stop this, just for their sake, not necessarily, because you can choose otherwise, they can't.
Yes, okay, but we're only we're the. I think with everything we're the only country in the world. So in Africa they eat meat everywhere. Then we have to. What does it solve when we stop in Netherlands? I think.
I mean, you can think that it doesn't solve a lot, but like think about it this way:
I should help me.
if one person in this whole world has enough power, which if you think about Elon Musk and what's happening nowadays, he kind of has so much power under his hands that he could theoretically choose one person in this whole world and say, "I'm gonna kill you today," and he might get away with it because he has so much power. it doesn't mean anything to the whole population, does it? It doesn't mean anything to the whole world if somebody chooses to kill a person in this whole world. It means nothing. But if you're that person that he chooses, it means everything to you, right? So it's the same with animals. Like, maybe it doesn't really make a difference in the whole animal agriculture industry, but it makes a huge difference for the animals that would have otherwise been killed for you. So why not? Like, if you were in their shoes, you wouldn't want the difference, right?
I'll think about it.
You'll think about it. How about I give you a card, you look into it a little bit, just to learn about what you're paying for. I don't have any financial incentive in the game. I just want you to get informed. Watch the Minion. It's you'll see what I mean. Okay, you just have to scan this QR code and it'll appear on top. Okay.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. Have an awesome day and respect animals. Okay, we need to do that. Axel, another one. Axel, Jesus, Axel. I turned around a little bit and you donate. Thank you so much. On the Discord a few days ago, I met Mia, Cliff Grant's partner. She was lovely. But we were talking to a girl from Romania who says that the social structure is too tight for her to go vegan. No, that's not true. That's so not true. That's somebody in Romania saying that they can't go vegan is yet another excuse, and I can explain to you very easily why. Romania is a very religious country, very religious. Orthodox Christians, there's a lot of them there. Really? Hell yeah, vegan? Wait. Ah, come here. Come here. 2 seconds.
You already saved my soul.
I've already said, but if you're vegetarian, you know the same thing happens.
This is the next step now. Next
Yeah.
level. Now I should be vegetarian.
Wait.
Or vegan.
Yeah, yeah. So how many more
No,
animals
too
should
much,
be exploited
too
for you?
much. No, I don't eat. I don't eat meat anymore.
But still,
Because I
cows.
met you in Museumplein.
But cows for dairy milk and all that stuff, they still get
Oh
you.
yeah, I barely drink milk, but I do it sometimes.
Well, that sometimes means one cow gets to have their
Yeah.
babies taken from them.
I like it. I like it too much.
But what
and
about
also,
the animal?
and also vegans. So you're vegan.
Yeah.
Oh, you look very healthy, I would say.
I'm pretty. I don't have any issues. I'm also a certified nutritionist.
But I think I always think that vegans are a bit unhealthy and they die. But it's probably not true.
No, that's very propagandish. No, it's not. No, it's
I will die if I turn vegan.
no. So most people, when they switch to a plant-based diet, a lot of the times the problem is that they don't eat enough
Yeah.
because you feel fuller faster because of the fiber in plants.
Yeah.
So they end up eating less. But if you eat enough, you're not gonna have any issues.
But now I feel I'm not open to the idea of veganism. I don't think I'm so sure that I will not be vegan. That maybe next time.
Wait, but do you know what happens to dairy cows? Just to be sure, I just want you to to know about it.
Yeah, they're very mean. They're very mean. They take away the little ones
Exactly.
and stuff like this.
They kill
yeah,
them.
it's terrible.
They forcefully
Terrible.
impregnate the women. Is that something nice to do?
No, it's
why pay
really
for it?
bad. It's really bad. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Then don't pay for it.
Yeah, but now I want to ignore these facts for a little bit.
You step by step.
And still, yeah, because I already became vegetarian, you know. That's already one step.
I mean, it's
now
a good
I'm,
step
I'm
forward.
proud. I'm proud of myself for this. I can lean on what I did there, and then maybe in a month or maybe in a year or so.
Come
I
on,
will-
a month
I will
or a
be-
year. You want 100 animals or something to be killed for you, really?
But they don't kill them. Yeah, okay.
They
Eventually
kill the
will kill.
babies, they sexually exploit the
Yeah.
mothers.
That's really bad. That's really bad. I agree.
You say you agree,
Okay,
but then
maybe
your
next
actions say
time.
otherwise.
I'm
don't
gonna
they?
run because you know why? Because you are telling the truth, and I just want to ignore the truth. So
Don't
the only
ignore
thing,
it.
the
You
only
have
thing
a-
I can do is run away. So
Do you
I'm
have a
gonna
card
run
for me?
away.
Do you have a card
I'm
for
gonna
me?
Away. Oh, you can give a card.
Yeah.
Yes.
Watch,
Thank you.
watch
I
the
have to
meaning.
run.
Or the most important speech you'll ever hear. Watch one of those though, okay? Okay, cheers. Apparently that's a person I had a conversation with a while ago. You wanna try it? And she was waving at me. I didn't really know who they were. And she said that after our conversation she went vegetarian and she wants to go vegan, as you heard now. But she's like, oh, in a month, in a year or something. And so I tried pushing her a little bit more. Yeah, don't run from the truth, exactly, Axel. She must have been cute. She got off easy, says Wade. That's not it. I'm just like, I appreciated that she was going in the right direction. She kind of knew what she was doing, and I tried pushing her a little bit respectfully because, you know, when people do make the move in the right direction, they still need a little bit of a push. That's the sad reality. But I think she'll make the right choice eventually. I think she will. I'm more optimistic. It's need. We gotta be optimistic because otherwise we'll go insane. Huh? No, but it does make a difference even that. Let's face it. We gotta make changes, but it's sad that she didn't only make that change. Whatever. Let's see the next one.
Tu veux pas?
Wait, so what did somebody say? Ask Kenigdater. He kind of looks like a soy. I kind of look like a soy. Do you know how soy looks like? Like a soybean? I look like a soybean? I'll take that as a compliment because a soybean is full of protein. Thank you for that. If I look like a soybean, then I'm awesome. Soy is freaking awesome. It's one of those vegetables that save the planet. So thank you for that. I look like one of those vegetables that save the planet. I'll take that as a hell of a compliment. Also, I'm assuming you mean because of my immense muscles. And by the way, it's so easy to build muscle on a plant-based diet. It's just so insane to me that people complain or are worried about that. I'm like, I just have to eat a little bit more. That's it. Every time I eat a little bit more, I build muscle and work out. That's it. It's as easy as that. But that's with anything, any type of diet that you choose. Plant-based, not plant-based. So this propaganda bullshit that you need animal products to build muscle it's beyond me. It's beyond me. Do plants have morals? You do, don't you? Who cares what they do? You do. Plants are not sentient beings. You are. And you, I'm assuming, has some form of morality. Artful Calendar says go back to Romania. Artful Calendar, I am Dutch right now. I'm a Dutch citizen. I want to stay here. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? I'm a Dutch citizen, so why would I go back to Romania? Or I'll go back when I want to visit. But thank you for being bigoted on your view or being hateful towards my ethnicity. Oh, look at that, somebody else being hateful towards my ethnicity. Sit down. The reason why I'm twitching, by the way, is because the thing with t-shirts is that when you start growing muscles, a lot of people will not tell you this, but when you grow muscle, it just starts being tight in places that wasn't tight before. So for example, right now it's tight in my biceps a little bit here, but on my left side, it's tight on my left shoulder. It becomes tight and it annoys me, and I'm just going all around trying to put it in a way that it feels better. Eric says, Jesus, this dude is delusional. Jesus was delusional? I can agree with you on that one. What is your day job? I'm a software engineer. Get a job. I have a job. Thank you. Could you finish explaining this remaining social structure? Oh, Axel, thank you for reminding me. I forgot where that was. Thank you for reminding me, actually. And if I ever do forget to continue something, please remind me. So, Axel, in Romania, as I said, most people are Christian Orthodox. And in Christian Orthodoxy, when you do Lent, you are basically plant-based. All your diet is plant-based. You don't consume eggs, dairy, any form of animal products. So in Romania, in most supermarkets, ever since I was young, you get products of... You want to try a social experiment?
I can speak really good English.
Oh, that's okay. You can get products both of animal origin and of plant-based origin. So any Romanian recipe in general will have traditionally have both a plant-based version and an animal-based version. Just because people, when they kept Lent, they wouldn't eat animals. And during Easter, it's 40 days, and there's a lot of people holding Lent for 40 days during Easter. So, or Christmas Lent is also a long one. So, needless to say, at least 1 month a year, people are plant-based in Romania. So, of course, you have to have products for that. And the last time I was there, I think 3 years ago, in 2021, so 4 years ago, the last time I was there, I went to a supermarket and there were so many plant-based alternatives, like very similar to Netherlands, a little bit less, But that was 4 years ago, so I'm expecting now that it's considerably better. So yeah, that's the thing in Romania. I think anybody who says that they can't be vegans in Romania, it's just bullshitting. They definitely can. There's definitely enough products, and there were ever since I was a child. So yeah. So what should I eat for iron deficiency without killing animals? Just eat iron-rich foods, Emmy. Just eat iron-rich foods. Or take a supplement if you have an iron deficiency, more likely. Yeah, I was gonna say dark leafy greens is a good source of iron. I eat kale every day, so what I do... Hi, you wanna try it?
Hi.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, sure.
Can you come closer to the
Hi.
Yeah. What's your name?
Livia.
Livia?
Silke.
Silka?
Silke.
I'm Chip.
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Where you guys from?
We are from Amsterdam, so
Amsterdam.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
we live here.
Love it. Okay, I'm from Romania, but I live here also. So I'm an animal rights activist. Do you think animals deserve rights?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. What rights do animals deserve?
Well, I think
Same
the same as
as
humans.
humans.
The same as humans, right?
Yeah.
So would it be fair for us to exploit and slaughter animals
No.
for
No.
something we don't need?
No.
But do you think that we do that?
Yeah. So
But we're vegetarian.
well, have and I want to be, but I really need it for growing, and I'm thinking about being vegetarian. So I'm on the way.
So you're
Practically
vegetarian.
Yeah, she
vegetarian,
is.
yes.
Do you consume animal products?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like dairy products?
Yes.
Do you know what happens to dairy cows?
A little bit. Not
Yeah.
Let's walk through it. Maybe you'll learn something today.
Yeah.
So why do cows produce milk in the first place?
For
the
their
babies.
kids, for the babies.
Exactly. You're already steps ahead. Only when I was 30 years old I realized that. So thank you for being ahead of me.
Yeah.
So do you think they get pregnant when they want to, or do you think farmers decide?
No, the farmers decide,
decide.
and then they take the babies so they can take the milk.
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Yeah. So wait, if we did that in a human context where somebody decided for somebody else
Yeah.
to get them pregnant, and then they
That
would
would be
also take,
illegal.
and they would also take their baby, would that be moral?
No.
Well, it's not fair.
It wouldn't be fair,
No.
right? It wouldn't be fair. So then, yeah, that's true. They take away their babies, as you said, when they're born, so that they don't drink their mother's milk.
Yeah.
And if they're born male, what do you think happens to them?
I think they're like grown and then they slaughter them, or they slaughter them immediately. I don't know. I think
Very
it's.
well
I
said.
think it's.
That's
like,
exactly it. That's
yeah.
exactly it. You said it very well. And if they're born female, every year, impregnated like their mother, every year, a baby stolen, exploited for their milk, and at some point they kill them. Do you know when?
Yeah. When they can't get pregnant anymore, or when they are sick.
Exactly. You already know it.
Yeah.
So is that moral?
No.
No.
No. So then why pay for it?
I think it's because we are so used to eating it and drinking it. I think that's the reason people buy it, and most people don't know the story behind it. So I think that's the reason.
I appreciate that, but so I'm not here to judge what happened in the
Oh,
past,
yeah.
but going forward, is there any reason to continue paying for it?
Well, for me, it's because I need the things in it.
Well,
which
what
I
exactly
don't-
do you need from milk?
I don't know really, but
She really has to grow.
I have to grow and get thicker and get taller. And I think
But
milk.
that's not
kind of-
related to milk, by the way. It's not.
No, a little bit. Like
Or
when
animal
I'm with my
products.
mother's house, I don't drink milk because she is lactose. I don't know how you say it in.
Lactose
Intolerant?
intolerant?
Yeah, that. So then I just drink. I don't know, like almond milk, I think, or like those things from the earth. Or what they call it.
Wait, you've been eating animal products your whole life, right?
Yeah.
So you haven't grown, as you
Yeah,
said,
I have,
right?
I have.
You have.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just like, because I'm a certified nutritionist, there's
Yeah.
evidence out there. You can thrive on a plant-based diet. You can definitely grow on a plant-based diet.
Yeah.
How old are you, by the way?
16.
16. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can definitely continue your life on a plant-based diet and have absolutely no health issues. And I can give
Yeah.
you resources for that. But like, if you agree that morally what we do to animals is wrong,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
agree that you can survive and thrive without it,
Yeah.
then surely you should be making the choice that does not
Fair.
do this to animals,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I understand it.
What would you call a person that doesn't do this to animals?
Wait, you know, what,
What?
someone who does it to animals or doesn't do
Who
it?
does not?
Does not. Well, it's called. Wait, there's a name for it, right?
Veganist?
Yeah.
Or what's
I don't know
Engels?
what's the word in English.
Yeah,
So-
vegan. Yes,
yeah,
I guess
vegan.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah, so a vegan is a person who respects animals.
Yeah.
And as a
doesn't use-
consequence of it,
Yeah.
we don't eat them. We don't use their flesh
Yeah.
to put them in our mouth hole. We don't wear their skin.
Yeah.
We don't, I don't know,
Use their-
test
just
on them or
anything.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Related to animals, yeah.
Yeah. So
I try most I can, but sometimes it's a bit difficult because I like the products. Like
Yeah,
I like
and I
cheese
think-
and
I think it's the
eggs
same
and-
with fast fashion because I think a lot of people know the story behind it and then they have the money to buy good made clothes, but then they keep on buying fast fashion because they like the things that are trendy and the things that they can buy in the store and because they're cheap, like Shine or
Yeah.
Shein, how you call it. Like it's cheap, but then when you think about it, well, like some people have a lot of money and then they continue to buy fast fashion clothes and stuff and then you're like, yeah, but you can afford the good made stuff, so why wouldn't you buy it? So like we just been to a secondhand shop and yeah, we can't afford to buy the really good handmade
Lux.
things that are the luxury
luxurious
products.
there is a difference though, because like with fashion,
Yeah,
there
it's
is
different.
there is exploitation within it, and you're
Yeah.
right. We should not be supporting that. But that's a system that contains exploitation, right?
Yeah.
Fashion can exist without exploitation. Like you can buy clothes without exploiting humans, like you
Yeah.
did secondhand, right?
Yeah, but flesh or from
Exactly.
like animals not.
No, it depends.
Yes.
It depends on exploiting animals. It depends
Yeah.
on putting animals in dispositions that we wouldn't want to be in. And no matter how you do it, if you buy biological, free range, small farms, whatever, all those animals are brought to life only to be used and killed.
Yeah.
And so that's exploitation one-on-one, right? So there's no way to go around it. That's why I'm saying the only way to respect animals truly is to be vegan. So you said that you like it. Like, do you think? I'll just put it. It may sound a bit absurd, but I'm just gonna take another injustice, right? Let's say somebody who takes advantage of women. He
Yeah.
does it because he likes it, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Is
but
it-
it's
it-
wrong. But
Exactly.
I know.
So what is more important, what you like or the victim's perspective also?
Yeah, the
The
victim's
victims.
perspective. But
Yeah. And
yeah, I still find it difficult.
And I think because we're this young, I think there are a lot of people that are vegan and that are like 16 or like 10 to 18 or something.
yeah.
But I don't know, I just have the feeling that it's so our generation is like so like you need to clean this earth, you need to protest against climate change, you need to protest for the animals, you need to protest for this and against that. That we're
Yeah.
like, yeah, I understand that, but it's been I hear it since I was born, and it's not where I'm born for because this earth has been fucked up by so many people that are not me and not my generation. So why do we have to make the change? And I want to make the change, but when I'm older, when I really know that I want to do it, and not while I'm still figuring out who I want to be.
Well, let me explain, because what
No, I
maybe-
understand this, but it's just like in everything that it's like.
But there's a
your
difference there,
generation.
because I'm not telling you to be on the street like I am, to speak
No, no,
about
no.
animal rights or to go and yell about animal rights on protests like that.
No, to
that
make
would be
your
cool.
own change.
I'm just saying, do the bare minimum and don't put animals into slaughterhouses. Don't pay
Yeah.
for their exploitation. You can choose otherwise, especially if you live here in the Netherlands. It's so easy here. Like, you have
Yeah.
so many products. That's the reality. You want to consume flesh, you can do plant-based meat. It's so easy.
Yeah,
And a lot
I
of the
agree.
a lot of the ones that you find in supermarkets nowadays, they're even nutritionally, like, they have vitamins that are added to them, so they
Yeah.
are nutritionally similar to meat anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We have it pretty easy here.
we have it very easy, yeah. So, but when we make this choice to buy an animal product,
Yeah.
the animal loses their choice to live. They loses their choice
Yeah.
to not be exploited, to be free.
When they born, they actually have no choice at all.
Yeah, so I'm not blaming you for the system that
No,
we're
no.
in. Don't get me wrong. I actually, in fact, I think a lot of the reasons why you continue doing it is because the system is actively paying to you for you to be more in the dark, for you to
Yeah,
not
yeah.
see what animals go through, and for you to see as little as possible. But there's no way for us to reach that point where we no longer exploit animals unless people start changing, unless people start
Yeah,
making different
that's
choices.
true.
Because if
That's
you
true.
keep doing, if you keep giving money to the industry that exploits animals, animal exploitation will continue to increase.
Yeah, and I think if I'm being totally honest with you and all the people on the live, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I will be like I want to be better for the planet, but I think I'm doing the most right now that I can do and what I'm like happy with, what I do with myself, because like it's even though I know like slaughter is really bad and I hate myself for it, so most
Yeah.
of the times I can't really eat meat and I actually don't really want to because I immediately think of the animal and it's really bad. But I still like I think after this I will wake up tomorrow and I will eat my yogurt with my granola in it and
But have soy yogurt. It's so
yeah,
good.
I know. But if I'm totally being honest with you, because I don't want to lie, it's like why would I lie? I would still eat it, I think, and that's really bad. And I know I want to change it, but like, I don't know. I don't know how fast I want to change it because, yeah.
I'm sorry, but just to be clear, because a lot of the times when we talk about animals, we put them like you did just now, and we talk
Yeah.
about the planet, about this big thing. This isn't a big thing. This
No,
is
it's
about
just you.
individual rights,
Yeah.
right? It's about animals, like individuals who are stripped away of their rights because of your choice. And it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
it's not that, of course. It can seem like whatever you choose may not make a big difference,
No,
but
it will.
with this thing, it does make a difference, and it makes a difference for
does.
actual individuals, not the planet. I mean, it also makes a difference for the planet and all that. But like, I'm not here telling you to have a difficult life or for the planet or
No,
anything.
no,
It's
no.
literally you. Like, I understand if you have some yogurt in your fridge and you're gonna eat
Yeah.
that. Fuck that. Doesn't mean anything. But
No,
it just
no.
mean like if when you're gonna buy the next yogurt, why not buy the soy yogurt? When you're gonna
Yeah, that's true.
like if whatever products you have now, I'm not telling you throw them away. I don't think
No.
that's in any way conductive to anything. It doesn't help anybody. But if you're going to buy new products, why not choose the ones that are plant-based? It's simple.
that's true.
And the yogurt is pretty good. Like the Alpro ones are very
Yeah,
good.
yeah, I know. But still, it's like I want to change it, but I think I could say right now that I'm going to change it this month, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So I feel really bad about saying it, and I feel really bad for the animals. But I think if I say it right now, I think I won't do it this month. So then I would be lying to you and to myself and to her, and I don't think that's good. So I don't know. Are you going to eat your yogurt tomorrow? And even though if you're going to the store, I think you're still gonna buy it. At least my dad is probably gonna. So
But why?
well, I don't know, but why lie to you? And I don't. I think it's really
Maybe
bad
in
for
the
the
future I
yeah.
will be a vegan, but
But this in
I
the
don't think
future
right
thing is
now.
more. Yeah, this in the future is more like, I don't want to
This
change.
year.
I feel uncomfortable changing right now, and you don't have to admit it to me because obviously, like, you're gonna go here and do your own business. But
Yeah,
you have to be honest with yourself, because you are paying for violence when you're buying this product. It is
Yeah.
extremely violent. It's extremely oppressive, and if you were in the shoes on the other side, you would say no instantly. But like all of a sudden, you want to turn a blind eye and continue doing what you want to doing. Like that's
Well, not a blind
the
eye.
apathy or ignorance, whatever that is. It's not good for anybody. And
No, I know, but the thing is, I really want to change it, and I think I will be changing it in like a few years and even 1 year, because and right now I'm not eating that much dairy products as I am because I live half of the time with my mother, and there I don't eat it, and then with my dad I do, and it's like I really want to change it, and it's not that I want to be like, oh, this is not happening. I'm just turning away from it and I'm ignoring it. I know
well, you
when
kind of
I'm
are.
eating
You
it.
kind of are when you're buying them. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Because you're going into the supermarket, you're putting it in your basket. Nobody's forcing you to put it there.
No,
You can
no,
put a
that's true.
different product in there.
Yeah, but my parents mostly do the shopping, and then I can talk. I will probably talk to my dad. Well, not today, tomorrow when I'm at his house. But I don't know. I think I really want to change it, and it's not that I'm like putting my back to it, but is the thing that Roland right now is saying that I don't want to lie to you about saying I'm going to eat
Understand
it
that.
tomorrow, and
I appreciate
that's
you
just
being
like,
honest with
yeah,
me. I
that's
appreciate
just
that.
what I'm saying.
It's just that, honesty doesn't mean anything if I saying I'll honestly from time to time going to go slap a woman's ass, or from time to
Yeah.
time going to disrespect a woman. Even if I'm honest with it, I'm still being a dick towards those women. I'm
Yeah,
still
that's
being
true.
disrespectful. So me being honest about it doesn't necessarily mean anything to those victims. It just means something to myself, and
Yeah.
I'm being honest.
Hey, but we're really trying and we're really
Yeah, I
wanting
appreciate that.
to.
What I'm saying.
So like I think we're like from the people of our age, we are further than most of the people of
Yeah.
our class. Everybody in our class is only buying like Shein stuff and using like and buying like fast fashion and
Eating meat.
eating meat. I know a boy that eats meat 3 times a day. I'm not friends with him anymore because I think it's ridiculous. You don't need that. And like I think most of our people in our
Wait.
class that are really, I know it's really weird. They are really rich, and then we are like.
But that's
like
not the
5
weird
steps.
part. The weird part is that you don't want to be friends with him because he eats meat 3 times a day.
No, that's not the
Nee,
reason.
that's-
There's
Okay,
a lot
that's
of, there's a
different
long
reason.
story.
Okay,
It's a
okay,
really long
okay,
story.
it's a dumb story.
Um,
Because then it would be hypocritical, right?
that would be really weird because I also
Yeah.
eat meat sometimes, so
Exactly.
that would be really weird. But then,
Many reasons.
yeah. But then it would be like, I think our friend group is so much further than those
Yeah.
people, and I think we are like trying so hard, and then I would do this too, but then I'm doing it half a week, and then I think that's already a big change from when it was a year ago, and then I'm like, okay, in the next year I will maybe be vegan, I will be a vegetarian, I'm trying to, so then I think
But do it
we're
the other
doing
way
really good.
around. Do this one and fuck the rest.
Yeah.
That's-
But like,
I'm sorry to say it, but it's like you would actively be doing way better for the planet, for yourself, and for individuals simply
that's
by
true.
being vegan and then buying fast fashion. I don't condone fast fashion, by
No,
the
no,
way.
no.
I really hate that. I said that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just saying, like, if you I understand what you mean because you feel like you're doing a lot of stuff. But
yeah,
this
and
is,
I
this is
would,
very
I would
much a
also try
non-action.
being vegan.
Yeah.
I'm if I'm being honest with you, I would try it, and I wouldn't like not like it because, I mean, like, vegetarian meat is also really yummy, and I know like the plant-based milk or the plant-based yogurt is also pretty yummy, but.
Yeah. Let me give you
would-
some
I would
cards.
try to
Let me
change it.
let's do this. I'll give you some cards. Watch Dominion. Have you watched Dominion?
No.
So watch Dominion. It's a
Yeah.
documentary. It shows what happens in animal agriculture.
But then wait. Okay, wait. Finish.
I'm just saying, see if you connect with it and see if
Yeah.
you really want to be that person. If you can't watch it, by the way, it's pretty gruesome what happens to them. The
Okay.
most important speech you'll ever hear. It's the next thing, right? As you scan this QR code, this appears first. This is the second thing.
Yeah.
And that doesn't show you, but it talks about it, like eggs,
Okay.
honey, and all of it.
And then.
And then you decide for yourself if you want to be part of it.
But can I say something else?
Sure.
Because did you make this card?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
With AI, right?
AI.
Yeah.
Okay, so can I talk about AI to you, or is that?
I know, but I know if you're talking about the environmental impact of
Oh.
AI, I can tell you that it's not that big because I actually.
Well, it is. So wait, can we talk to you about it,
Do
or
you,
is that like do
which
you want
which
to-
environment? I don't necessarily want to talk about this right now, but which part of the environmental impact of AI do you think
Well,
is big?
I don't.
The
I-
training or the using?
Everything, but not. We're not like about the planet, but like more like the generative AI, like the pictures. I really
really
understand.
bad.
Like I wrote an essay about it, so
Yeah.
like she's writing it right now because she's late.
And
And-
we did a presentation.
And we did a
about it.
presentation about it. That's cool. But like, I understand people use generative AI for like text at school. It's easier and like pictures and things. It's so much easier because you can just do it like really
Yeah.
quick. And some AI robot does it for you. But then it's like, you take away the human out of the thing you're generating, and like, if you pay someone or you just use a little bit like creativity in your brain, you can make it yourself. Like draw it or like just search in a Google
Yeah.
image or like
not bad
create a
art.
text and just
A college.
ask your mother if she can write it. It's even better than if you ask
Would it
AI.
help that if I told you that these were generated using a model on my computer?
I don't know, because like it's like, I think personally I think AI is not gonna be the future, and I hear of those people like AI is gonna be the future, but it's not. I really hate it. I despise AI. I really hate it because why would you create something because it's like it's so unnecessary, and
You
I
can create it yourself. So
yeah, and like even with like if you get a how you say like a magazine, you can just cut out some things, and even
for
people.
college,
Yeah.
like this, you can
You can
use
make
two
it
pictures or something.
and I think it's just I think AI is like we're at the point now that it's like how do you, tutoring or like
Training.
training itself, that it's going to be there's going to be a point that it's powerful than humans and we can do anything about it, and that's going to be our future. And then now, like for a school presentation, we can't we have to write by hand, we can't type it anymore because they're thinking we're going to use AI. Well, we don't use it, and the world is changing so much with AI, and I hate it, but that's just what I want to say, because I think it's bad for climate change, but a lot of things are like
It's
Everything is.
way better than consuming animal products.
But yes,
way
that's
better.
and it's way worse than
also
using
bad.
like Google, because Google is
no,
also
it's
pretty
very
bad.
comparable to using Google. Yeah.
But it's like takes way much more energy. Like
Compared to Google, no, it's very similar.
no. We have I don't
we
have
did
it with me
research.
right now, but
I don't mean
um,
training. I mean using the model.
no,
No,
it's not
it's-
true, because if you use
worse.
it's worse. It's way worse.
No, it's worse, but it's not that worse. That's what I mean. It's comparable.
But it's way worse when thousands of people use it like we do now. And I think like in our class everybody uses AI except our friends.
But I think
And-
this is kind of, I'm sorry to say to tell you, but this is kind of a straw man, isn't it? Because like think about it this way, AI is just another, like if we were to create another technology, right? Like
Yeah.
you buy secondhand clothes. If
Yeah.
we were to create an app where
Yeah.
you can find secondhand clothes, which there are plenty of, right?
Yeah.
Would you have an issue with the energy usage of that app?
um
There is
Well-
energy usage there, and it is not needed by you. So would you have?
no, well if it's like Vinted or something, I think Vinted is pretty good, but it takes energy, but like it's not
But that's-
that much of like because you change something with it. AI there isn't a change. Like I think it's good for like
It doesn't
in-
help the planet in some way.
no, it doesn't.
It
And-
does. It
yeah,
does.
in,
There's,
in some
what do you mean? There's been advances in medical biology
Yeah,
where they
that's
identify
good. That's
cancer.
good. That's
They've
a
done.
good thing. But I
They've isolated certain proteins that
Yeah,
can
that's
help
good.
you.
You
They've done
can
a
use
lot of
that
things.
for that, but
But-
not for generating.
AI is not. I don't think it's for everybody to use, because, like, first off, it's how you say it? It's racist. It's wait, I don't know the word. It's racist, and it tells you things that aren't true. Like with medicine, like what should I do? I have a headache and I have this, this. Which
Do you have the same problem with WebMD? In fact, there's been a study showing that WebMD is actually worse than AI.
What's
that?
what's that?
WebMD is where people used to search for responses, whether they felt sick or something. They
Oh,
would
but
go
that's-
on WebMD and find something. Well, oh, I'm feeling this.
That's
What
not
is
that
wrong?
big.
I wouldn't ask Google if what I have, because they're just
Yeah, but there's
humans.
people who do that, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
so they might get the wrong answer anyway, right? Like it's not like like I
No,
feel like
that's
the
true.
reasons why you hate on AI, if it's energy use, then you should hate on any other form of technology that advances humanity in some form or another.
Yeah,
and
that's
AI
true.
does
But-
advance humanity. I agree with you that perhaps the way it's built today, that it has the interests of corporations
Like
in mind,
there
which I
are
dislike.
also like people who use it to like create. I know there's gonna be a day in this year that there will be naked pictures of girls or boys out of our class that will
Yeah.
be generated by
That-
AI.
that- that shouldn't
and
happen,
that
that
shouldn't
kind of stuff.
happen.
There
Yeah.
is an app for that.
Yeah, there is something for that, and like the things that that AI like uses to I don't know generate things for just the people. I think it shouldn't be. I think most people shouldn't get AI like in their hands. Just it's only I think it's good for like technology and maybe medicine and stuff like that, because I think it really helps. If it helps, then it's good, but not for
if it helps,
the
it's good.
normal population.
But it doesn't really help the humans for
The humans.
generating.
Yeah, generating. I
You
think
think by
generative
yourself.
AI should go, and I will try to be vegan the next year. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my
Well,
conclusion
thank you.
of
We
today.
could discuss AI all day long, and I appreciate your opinion. I have an opinion also. I
Yeah.
think we can discuss all that. I'm here mostly to discuss about animal rights. I did
Yeah.
entertain the discussion for a little bit, but that's it. I'm more than interested in animal rights. I do believe that as long as you use AI for purposes like for animal rights, and I only use it for that, I don't
Yeah.
generate images for myself. really care about that. I think you can make a case for it. And I also try to use the model locally, so that any energy that I used was used on my computer anyway, because my computer was on anyway. So it's I try to make it as ethical as I could, but yeah, if you think I could have made that, you probably don't know how bad of a drawer or designer I am. But yeah.
I think it'll be pretty good.
Anyway, I appreciate.
Even a blank card. I don't know. It's cool too. But it's up to you. And 2 pictures of a cute little cat and a cute little pig. That would really, I think, this is just a tip, like a human. If you just give us this card and you get a really cute little kitty and a really cute little piggy, and I was like, oh no, that's so sad. Because this, I think, well, this is fake.
So listen, let me put it this way. I appreciate what you
would
said.
help other people. I don't know. It's just.
I appreciate what you said, and I will not generate any more images for these purposes. Okay.
Okay.
And I appreciate that because I do listen. I do listen to these opinions, and
I also listen to you.
hey,
by the way, I don't know if you.
I appreciate that. And by the way, if you have more info, you have my social media there.
Yeah.
Like you have my Instagram or stuff. If you want to send me more stuff about AI, I like to listen. I'm very curious about it and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say is that going forward, I want that it's not like that. That's the whole point of also these conversations that I have with people. It's not about judging what happened in the past. It's about getting better in the future. You see
yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
I understand that.
So,
I think as just a world and also as myself, I should be better for the planet. But and like being vegan, I think it would help. And
definitely the planet.
Even if it wouldn't help, I would still try doing it.
Because it's for them.
Yeah, for the animals, obviously. But yeah, I will think about it. I don't know if it will happen this month.
Just watch one of those videos. Promise me you'll watch one of those videos. Okay?
I don't know. I hate blood and things. I can't.
Then
even
watch
watch
the most important speech you'll ever hear. It's a video that doesn't have blood and stuff. Okay, it shows you. It just talks about it. It's a speech from a guy from the US. It's actually a pretty good speech either way. You might enjoy the speech even if nothing happens.
Yeah, there's also a speech on Eva, I don't know how you call it, but it's about AI. I wasn't really scared of it, but my mother was, and it's about AI taking over the planet. And it's gone really weird, but it's gonna happen in the future in like 1 or 2 years. So if you could find that, it's pretty well, not taking over the planet, but like, well, not taking over the planet, but like getting better in everything than humans, because it already is actually.
I'll look into it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
And watch one of those videos, okay?
We will.
I appreciate you. Bye.
Bye.
It's an interesting thing that these girls have said. The idea that some of the younger generation. Hey, you want to try the social experiment?
Sure. Do you mind if my friends join?
Yeah, of course. Are you guys okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, that's
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
David.
David. I'm Chip.
I'm Molly. Nice
Molly.
to meet you.
Jack.
Jack. Okay. David, Molly, and Jack. So I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals.
Okay.
I want to ask you: do you think animals deserve rights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I would say so. Yes.
Yes.
What rights do animals deserve?
All animals? That's a good question. I don't know. That is a hardball.
Yeah, I mean, animals definitely there's a curious line for me because I'm certainly a meat eater.
Yeah.
And I know that there's lots of infrastructure that is very torturous and scary, the way we slaughter animals and confine them into small spaces. But I still enjoy it. It's difficult for me to be like,
You enjoy the slaughter process?
No, I don't enjoy the slaughter process, but I enjoy their food and
Their
enjoy
flesh?
eating them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they maybe they deserve the right to space.
The right to space.
Yeah. They
Okay.
certainly
Yeah.
shouldn't be confined to cages.
Wait, so but the right to space could mean that if I give them a big enough cage, it's okay.
A nice cage too.
A nice cage. So do you think that?
Nice cage.
I'm trying to understand. So animals deserve the right to have space. Do they have the right to decide for their own life or their own body? Should they have the right to decide for their own life or their own body?
I mean, I think it's a complex question because we're so disconnected from the food process, yet we
Right.
are direct consumers of it.
Right.
But before we go there, I just want to, because we can go, we'll go there, and
I
I
know, but
promise
you can't avoid the nuances about a growing population.
Yeah, what do you want us to say?
One
food
second, one
system.
second. The thing about this nuance is that your brain and you will actively try to defend your position on it. But what I wanna isolate that for a second and just discuss the individual animals, because before and we will get there, and I promise you that. But like, we have to first isolate it. Do animals deserve rights? You said yes. Do they deserve the right to their own life or their own body? I think that's the bare minimum right that everybody should have, right?
So autonomy.
Autonomy, exactly.
Sure.
Do animals deserve autonomy?
Do you differentiate between certain types of animals?
Yeah, I mean,
Do
like
you
forms of
personally-
consciousness, because
Yeah.
we know that some animals are indeed smarter than others. They have more
Right.
neural connections. They form more complex brain patterns than even us. So do we discern whether maybe a dolphin has more rights than a human, or does that?
No.
Do we have a chain whether like?
I think this
forms of
right should
agency-
apply to all animals that are sentient.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
Because I think there, unfortunately, there's some animals that we cultivate more than others. Swans, it's like we could give all those rights to a swan and it just wouldn't matter. They're out in the world. But if we gave all those rights to pigs and cows, then everything would change. So
we do have to look at our food system entirely differently.
Can you please not post our thing on YouTube? But on live is okay, but not on YouTube.
Yeah, sure.
Thank
But
you.
the
Have a
video
nice
will
day.
be there,
Bye.
by the way. That's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I.
So do you mind if I smoke a cigarette?
No, I don't mind. It's okay. As long as you like don't blow it in my face or something. Gotcha. So the thing about it is that if we talk about food, right? Do we need to consume animal products? Let's also tackle this area.
of course not.
Well,
Do we
It's a
need to
luxury.
consume animal products?
Yeah.
I think we do.
I think
We're
it's so
omnivores.
ingrained within our society. I don't know how we could separate that without leaving this huge vacuum, leaving people in the dust essentially with no food or no products, because we do get a lot of good out of.
We get a lot of
Animal
benefit from
consumption.
it, but like my question is, do we need to do it? Like, can we survive and thrive without animal products?
I think we can move
Historically,
to a
the
place.
poorest people have not really eaten animals. Animals
Yeah.
are for the rich. Now it's kind of a thing that because we treat them so poorly and we can farm so many animals,
Yeah.
poor people can eat more meat.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, some meat, it's a different thing to, the poorest classes of society always ate meat on holidays and things like that. That's a little bit different. I think it's not, of course, I do understand the sentiment that goes with not eating meat. I completely understand.
It's not about not eating meat. It's about so the reason why I ask this question is because it's very important to establish this rule, because we don't. There's plenty of empirical evidence out there. It's not my opinion. I'm also a certified nutritionist, by the way, but I don't want to appeal to authority. I don't want to say, hey, because I'm a certified nutritionist, you should trust me.
Okay.
You can look it up after this discussion. We have plenty of empirical evidence. You can literally Google, do we need animal products? You'll see we don't. There's plenty of alternatives. And
So my question is, like, this is completely curious, not
Yeah.
trying to be like a gotcha moment. What non-animal products have all of the 13 necessary amino acids needed for life?
there's 9 essential amino acids, not 13. So
What about like the coding of our DNA and our RNA?
what about it? There's 9. So our
There's
body.
13 key amino acids.
Yeah,
that we
but our
need for
body
making that.
produces some, and
Sure.
9 are essential. 9 are amino acids that we need.
Okay.
And anyway, all amino acids, all 13 essential, all 13 amino acids, and all 9 essential amino acids are found in all products and plant-based products,
Okay.
in varying amounts. So
Okay.
in that mean, like for example, I think lysine is low in rice, rice products, and you can get that from beans. So if you match them together, you get a
Right,
complete
right.
protein.
Sort
anyway.
of, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. Like you can get all the nutrients, macronutrients and micronutrients that your body needs.
Right.
So knowing that you can survive and thrive on that, then
Yes, that's the thing behind Ezekiel bread, right? I think they put it. There's a thing for
I
like.
don't know what Ezekiel. I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's a they put
Flourless
different
bread.
They put
Yeah.
different beans and grains together, and then through the combination of all these grains, they create a certain amino acid that's only found in meat.
Interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool. I'll look it up actually.
I guess my question is like I agree. Like scientifically, we have enough technological advancements that we could completely eat a plant-based diet
Yeah.
and be completely healthy.
Yeah.
My thing is just like there's a lot of cultural practices that I wonder, like for example, Native Americans or like Kazakhstani people who live with horses and
Yeah.
consume their milk and treat them properly. Would for you if properly? Well, for you like is that we need to completely repeal that and take that away from them?
So I can. I'll just mention this right now. I'm not talking to any of these people. I think every person has individual struggles and challenges that I can help them in those situations or give them resources in those situations. I personally believe that any cultural traditions and anything do not have to be repealed. They can change, right?
I agree with
In that sense, for example, for dinner on Christmas, it is tradition in the Western world to have a turkey. But it is also tradition, as you see online articles of people being like, how to make turkey taste good, how to make your turkey not be dry, how to
Yeah.
like imagine how insane it is that we cling so much to killing this animal for something that we don't even like that much. But the tradition is about sitting around the table with your family with a meal in front of you. You don't have to have a turkey, you don't
Right.
have to have a dead
Right.
body on the table. So you can adapt that tradition and say, we'll eat tofurkey, which is made
I
of
love
tofu.
tofurkey.
There
Yeah,
you go.
yeah.
Or all these kind of
almost
stuff.
entirely
Yeah,
pescatarian.
I'm from a vegetarian family.
Yeah, there you go. So like I mean like all of these traditions can be adapted, but each individual is like, I'm assuming you guys live in the Western society. You live where are you guys from?
America, and it's especially bad in the poultry and beef
Yes,
industry in America.
yes.
It's
Contributed terribly to climate change.
not
And-
just like in America. It's also what is it, the bird flu is rampant
Right.
nowadays
Oh, yeah.
through animal feed and.
But also we have less regulations. I feel like we need a entirely new cultural shift because
Yeah.
people really don't understand and they're so bogged down by life and in traditional way of thinking that I know it's not on the plate for people to change their minds so easily.
No,
and
I
even
agree.
you bring up facts and logic that
Yeah.
are entirely sensible,
Yeah.
but people won't change their minds. They'll die with this, you know?
I know that.
Yeah.
I speak to people
I
every
know.
day. I've noticed that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, people
But-
don't want to give up meat. That's the funny thing. They just like they don't care.
No.
A lot of people
Yeah.
just
And even
don't
like
care.
the science moving towards artificial meat,
Yeah.
which is better for the environment and better
Bet-
for a growing population even.
And better for your health also.
Better for your health. I mean, yeah. I don't know. People don't want to shift how they've lived their lives.
And that's the
They're,
thing.
they're
like,
comfortable.
And I appreciate we can talk about people, societies, and all this. And what I want to discuss is your individual choices because I'm assuming you guys recognize that you have some responsibility in the matter for the animals that get exploited and slaughtered for you, and you can only make the choices for yourselves and for those animals that the choices that you normally make. You can only choose to change those. So while we can't change the world, we can change ourselves, right? That's my
Right.
point.
Right.
So knowing that if I provide you with the resources to help you on a plant-based diet within your budget, because if you think it's expensive, you can also help with that. Within your budget, you can thrive on it. You have no nutritional issue. You understand the fact that animals are sentient beings who don't deserve to be exploited and slaughtered because they have subjective experiences much like we do, right? They experience the world. Sometimes they feel happy about one thing. Sometimes they feel sad about another. So all of this, doesn't this all mean to you that you should probably no longer be paying for animals to be exploited for you?
For the most part in America, I tend to eat, when I go out to buy something to cook, I tend to buy vegetables. I like eating like potatoes and onions, vegetable soups and things like that. Meat is a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But part of the problem in America is that a lot of young people especially they just don't know how to cook. And meat is much easier to make taste good.
I'll
So
agree with
people
that.
will just go out of their way to pay $5 more for a pound of beef and just
Is that
make
your situation?
burgers. No, I like cooking.
Yeah.
If I can cook something healthy. I'm into health foods. I like raw vegetables. But so I also like cheeseburgers. I like cheeseburgers. So I'm kind of
But
somewhere
you can have plant-based cheeseburgers,
in
right?
the middle.
Because this isn't about the environment or your health. This is about individuals who are stripped of their rights when we make these choices. And you can say, well, it's my choice to do so. But I'm assuming that if you would see somebody bringing up dogs into existence only to cut their throat for something that they don't actually need, you would say something about it. You would be horrified about
It's
it.
definitely our cultural relationship with these animals. I mean,
Yeah.
every genocide is started by calling another group of people animals. I mean, we definitely do devalue animals in general, and especially those that taste good. So
But that's the thing. It's not. It's at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, because if it's an injustice, right? If I take this whole approach to another injustice, like somebody who takes advantage of women. He likes to do that. He likes to take advantage of women. That person does it for their pleasure, but we wouldn't say it's right or moral to do so because there's victims involved. And in the same place, like even if you do like consuming animal products, I wouldn't say it's right or moral because there's victims involved, right? Like that's the whole point. It's an action that has victims, and we should consider those victims even if they're less cognitively capable than us. Just because they're a different species, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden
What's
they deserve less
interesting
rights.
is part of the human experience. We're completely removed from it being in urban places. We don't raise the animals. We don't do any work to keep them healthy and happy to then eat them, which is why we would do it, or we don't hunt them, because then it would be fair game. That's the circle of life.
I don't think it would be fair game even in those situations because we're still individuals who have power over them. And it would still be you taking their life for something you don't need. At the end of the day,
I'm thinking about like being out in the woods. I mean, we're talking.
Yeah, but you're out in the woods with a rifle. Like if somebody's hunting you with a rifle, is it fair?
No, but if you're a cheetah and that person's a duck or a gazelle, is it fair? It's not fair. It's just the way it goes. You get killed. They get killed out there.
There's a thing to be said because it's very important to distinguish between choice and necessity, right? Animals who kill for necessity because they need to thrive. They don't have choices like we do. If you have choices, then when you make a choice that is paying for an animal to be exploited and slaughtered, you are not like that animal at all. You make the choice to kill an animal, to kill an innocent animal, whether you're going with a rifle in the forest or whether you're, I don't know, breeding them to life and then killing them. It's all the same, or whether you're paying for it, you're doing exactly the same thing. You're making the choice to make a bad experience out of somebody's life and to take that life eventually.
When do you think the line crossed from humans killing animals for necessity and to a non-necessity?
Oh, it's very much because of capitalism, I believe.
The Industrial Revolution.
It's the big reason why you probably also consume animal
products. We also farm
products.
in excess, so we have a lot of animal waste. Most animals go to waste.
I mean, a lot of the times people consuming animal products, especially in the US, is because corporations like this, they pay so much money. Like if you look in the US, you have a website where you can see how much money animal agriculture gets. And if you look just how much money they get insane amounts of money, and a lot of it is to keep people in the dark. A lot of it is to not show documentaries.
If you work in one of these factories in America and you take videos of it and you post them online, you can go to jail.
Exactly.
You got 10 years in jail.
So
Isn't that fucked up?
It's terrible.
In Missouri,
It's
their
terrible.
poultry factories are all far removed from major highways.
Yeah.
So common people like us will never actually see the animal rights abuses that happen in these places. And it's mostly immigrant workers who work there who need to make a living and can't speak out of fear of getting fired. So we are in a tight place where we need to be loud and we need to be educated, but the education system isn't built around animal autonomy. So
the thing is, it's also obvious if people are presented this option, they will take it.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, all of the businesses that go for vegan and whatever else, like I don't know, sustainable forms of like non-meat, those businesses would just peter out otherwise. But they don't. Some of them have been here for 10 or 20 years, and they get bigger and bigger, and more people eat them because they're like, oh, it tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's kind of cheaper. Oh, it makes me feel like there's no moral quandary about it.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know what I guess
you don't
more
form a
people,
relationship
not
with the
enough
meat
people
meat
have this
anymore.
conversation. Maybe.
Yeah, that's true. Not enough people have these conversations, and that's a very important thing. We need to have more of this conversation. I agree
Most
with
definitely, and I have a lot of respect for what you do. I mean, I don't have the balls to do this.
I appreciate that, but like the bare minimum, I believe that I'm not asking you right now for you guys to do what I do, to go on the street and speak up. That would be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
But I want the bare minimum of you making the choices where animals are no longer exploited for you. You can make that choice however you want. You can choose to consume plant-based products that resemble animal-based products. You can choose to eat a whole food plant-based diet. You can choose to be healthy. You can choose to be unhealthy. I don't really mind. I think those are personal choices that you can choose for yourself. What I mind is when your personal choice impacts the rights of somebody else, like an animal. And in that perspective, I think you should make different choices. So I'm going to ask you one hard question. It's the last question I'll ask you. How many more animals should be exploited for you until you make a change?
I don't know. I don't know if I could make the full jump to being a vegan or a vegetarian. A vegetarian, because but I think
We need to discuss dairy cows a
I
little
think
bit.
that there is a balance. You know what I mean?
Wait, let's discuss dairy cows and then we'll discuss this balancing. So why do you think dairy cows produce milk?
Because you rape them?
Well, yeah, because you
and they
make them
produce milk?
pregnant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we get them. That's the first thing. We get them pregnant, right? Which is we would call rape if we did to humans. What do you think we do to the babies when they're born?
throw them in a
slaughter them for
grinder.
veal or.
So the first thing is we take them away from their mother, because if they stay with their mother, they drink their milk, and the milk has to go for human consumption.
Yep.
If they're born male,
Grinder. Big
slaughter
grinder.
them. Slaughter them. We slaughter them. Yes.
yeah.
If they're born female, every year forcefully impregnated, baby stolen, and exploited for milk.
Yeah.
And at some point we kill them. Do you know when or what has to happen for farmers to kill them?
A female?
Yeah.
I guess they have to stop producing milk or getting pregnant.
Yeah. So if they can't get them pregnant 1 year, then they kill them.
Yeah.
Is that not fucked up?
No,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
of course.
definitely
Yeah,
fucked
yeah,
up.
definitely.
What do you think of?
Is there a balance in this? Is there a balance?
There's a balance because
There
we
comes-
are not exposed to it, and
Yeah.
we have other priorities like
But
we
is
have
that
to
a
be
real
in
balance?
a mind shift. Well, no, because obviously, as you're saying, there's a lot of great deep injustice. But
Yeah,
because
exactly.
we are blind to it and we are not exposed to it, and there's a lot of other noise happening in our life, it is hard for us to internalize that and to say, oh, okay, this is truly fucked up.
Yeah, the only way to
And-
eat that stuff is to turn a blind eye to it.
That's the sad reality about
Yeah.
it, right? Like
You just don't even think about it.
and that's what I'm saying. These industries, they pay large sums of money to keep you in the dark because they know that
Right.
that's their big deal. That's their
Right.
big shtick. You'll buy it as long as you don't see it. Because if we were to show the shit that animals go through in the meat aisle,
Right.
probably almost nobody would buy it anymore.
Right,
But-
definitely.
Is there an ethical farming, like a way of farming that is at all right?
Like, is there ethical consumption when it comes to beef or meat?
No, not for. I mean, you can ask yourself:
Not for
is there
a
an
major city?
ethical way of farming humans or dogs? There's no ethical way of farming them. They're all individuals who want to live. If we bring them to life only to use them, it's inherently unethical. Like I believe if somebody has children or they bring to life somebody, they don't have rights to that life, though that they have responsibilities towards them to take care of them and then set them free or something. But
Yeah.
like not, I brought you into life, therefore I own you, or you need to do what I say because I brought you into life.
Yeah.
I don't think that should apply to any animal or human being whatsoever. We all deserve freedom, right?
Yeah.
Can
So-
I ask your opinion on the recent trend of like raw meat and overconsumption
God, I
of?
fucking hate that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's
What is
beyond
that?
Like
it's
Liver
beyond-
King and
it's,
stuff
it's,
like
It's
that.
not just like outside of the animal rights concerns. It's just fucking stupid because
It's so bad for you.
it's
like,
bad
yeah.
for you. You risk salmonella.
Right.
Very like salmonella. Chicken and salmonella is 25% or 20% of chickens have salmonella. So you're
Right.
gonna be infecting yourself with that or.
Our health secretary got brainworms from eating raw bear. You know, it's like,
Wait, are you talking about RFK?
Yeah, RFK.
Oh God,
I'm the healthiest man in
America. Oh God, I hate that guy so
That's
much.
so
you know,
He's nuts.
again, there is so much
Yeah.
noise in our current political system, or I
Right.
find it very hard to think about any consumption of meat and the ethics of it. But
I appreciate that. Listen, I'm gonna give you some cards. They will show you. I just want you one thing. It's a homework, okay? It's
Okay,
one
okay.
thing. Watch
All
one
right.
video, and then see just to learn everything about animal agriculture. That's like you've been indoctrinated about one thing. You watch this, you learn it,
Sure.
and then you decide what you want to do. Because I won't police you going forward. You also have plenty of resources about it. But I think
got a
it's important that
magnified
you really.
Netherlands?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, there he goes.
There's people like that. Jesus.
That's crazy. Out here, this is an educated place, I thought.
Sometimes.
I know.
There's right-wing people here. You know, the right, the
Yeah, we
extreme
met
right
one.
one.
We met one at
so-
the bar. It was crazy.
oh, he was straight up Nazi. He was strange. He was
Oh.
He was gunning for the Fourth Reich.
Yeah, he was like
crazy.
he was like nice to us. He's like, "What's up with you guys? I'll buy you drinks." And then he trapped us.
Yeah, he got us in the Nazi conversation after he bought us drinks.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
like,
God.
wow. Yeah, it was nuts. I was like, and then the next guy we talked to was really normal. So I was like, it was like, thank God.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
You can't
Well,
win.
anyways.
Let me give you some cards, and
Thank
so
you.
I'll just give you these
Sure.
cards and
Okay,
tell you real
I
quick.
appreciate it.
So one thing, if you scan this QR code, the first thing is the minion, and the second thing is the most important speech you'll ever hear. The
Yes.
minion shows what animals go through. If you want to watch that, it's pretty great. I couldn't watch it myself,
Yeah.
but if you really want to see what they do in the minion, and the most important speech you'll ever hear is the next thing on the card.
Yeah.
and it's just a guy in US talking about what animals go through. It's a very good activist, a very good speech, so you can
Yeah.
also watch that.
Okay.
Can you promise me you'll watch one of those too?
I'll watch
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay. And one thing, you have there a thing called Challenge 22.
Yeah.
They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and help you go vegan for free.
Cool.
Cool.
All of it so that you don't have to worry, like you said, have to think, what do I eat, what do I do? They literally help you with everything, where you live, to be within your budget and everything, okay?
I
Thank
love
you.
it. I could live off of beans. I like chickpeas. I like beans. I like
fucking
lentils.
love beans.
I love
Hummus
beans.
hummus is king.
Hey, hummus is hummus is the best.
Hummus is the
That's
best.
great. Here, I want you to have this.
Oh.
A little pin.
Hell yeah, I love it. I saw your pins. Are you the ones making these?
Yeah, I make a bunch of pins.
They're
I
freaking
got,
cool,
I got
man.
12 I'm trying to give away.
They're cool.
around the
I like
city.
that. I'll put
All right,
it on
Chip.
my backpack.
All
Thank
right.
you for
Yeah.
having this
Thanks,
conversation
man.
with me.
Yes,
that
thank you
was
for doing
fun.
this. This is very cool
Yeah.
of you.
And make better choices, okay? No more
Yes,
animals
sir.
to be exploited for you. You seem like, honestly, like, I don't have a lot of conversations with open-minded people. You have
Yeah.
more responsibility than the rest of us,
Yeah.
okay?
That's true. Yeah.
Thank you.
Make better
Empathy.
choices,
The
okay?
world
Have a
is
good
in
day.
a lack of
We
empathy.
wish you the best.
Same.
Bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
Later, man.
Got a little pin. It's kind of cool. That didn't happen. That's the first time to happen. I get a little prize from having a conversation with somebody. I thought they were cool. Smartest Americans I've seen in a long time. Honestly, this type of Americans, like these guys, I really like. I really want to hang out with these kind of people. They're really cool. Cool bunch, exactly. I think I was saying before they came. I remember what I was saying before they came. There was an interesting thing that happened with the girl that was the young girls, and this compassion fatigue that they have for the world. The fact that they're being told that, hey, you have to speak up for the environment, you have to speak up for every injustice and all that stuff, and that's an interesting thing that we need to tackle, because I can definitely understand how somebody being in that position, when somebody tells them, hey, maybe you should go vegan, they all of a sudden become like, oh, another thing I gotta do. But the reality is, being vegan is very easy. It's just one of those things. It's a non-action. It's not an action. Vegans can't be nerds because it's animals. What? Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I hope you're enjoying the conversation so far. I see somebody made a donation. Oh, there, we already had that. Can you speak about Gaza? It's horrible. I think Israel is really, really behaving badly there. I think they need to stop. I've been saying that from day zero, that the war is fucked up. But at this point in time, it's just like, well, what is that expression? Beating a dead horse? That's basically it. That's what they're doing now. It's just horrible. Just stop. Stop attacking. Just stop. You want to defend yourself? Sure. Stop attacking. At this point, it's getting closer to genocide than to them defending themselves. So, yeah, I don't like that. But that's it. I'm not gonna speak more about that. It's just because I don't want to get into that sole subject, and I feel like so many people get so emotional and so invested in that. It's ridiculous. I don't want any war. I'm a pacifist. I hate all kinds of conflict. I think the world should not have borders. The borders are fucking stupid. It's just artificial things we created. If you want to make borders, sure, make them. But they're, territorial, economical, administrative regions that are under somebody's rule or another. You don't need to make rules of people traveling from one region to another. You don't need to do all this bullshit about it. What is it that Sky said? Birds don't have passports. Why is it that we need passports? Kind of agree with that. I also kind of think passports are okay, or IDs are okay, but restriction of travel is not okay, and borders with that are not okay. And I don't know, it's just a lot of... We live in a world where we artificially created some problems, and it's insane that they're problems that we artificially created, and we can always artificially stop them. I'm just saying. How to cope that parents not being a vegan? Oh, that's a difficult one. Yeah, so I had a lot of fights with my parents about that. A lot of them, with both my parents, really. Neither of my parents are vegan. It's kind of sad, but We just don't talk about it anymore. We fought so much that we reached the point where we're like, we just don't talk about it. Um, Obviously, it harms the relationship in a sense, but what is it that you can do, you know? Like, I tell myself, if my parents had slaves, I probably would never visit them because I could not support this. And I tell myself the same to my parents right now, that I don't want to hear about what all their participation shit. I don't want to know it. They know what I do, what they're doing is wrong. They also admit what they're doing is wrong. Both my parents admit that they would not participate in it if they had to do it themselves. Yeah. What's the sign say? The sign says, I'm doing a social experiment. Come talk to me. So it's difficult with parents. It's always difficult, but it also matters on what your relationship is with your parents, because relationships with parents are fairly complicated to start with, right? So when you insert another variable where you're like, I don't want to be related to somebody who exploits and slaughters innocent sentient beings, it just becomes a little bit more difficult, doesn't it? I'll still try convincing my mom to go vegan, says Erwin. Erwin, that's awesome. If you still try to convince your mom, that's true. You want to try it?
Sure.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel? Oop.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm Chip.
I'm Anthony.
Nice to meet you, Anthony. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Hi.
Where are you from?
North Carolina,
North
United
Carolina.
States.
Oh, my sister lives there. We're in she lives in Charlotte.
I'm in Raleigh, so
Raleigh, okay.
so kind of the sister city.
Yeah.
How'd she like it?
It's nice. I've been there. It's
Uh-huh.
it's one of the few places in America that I find very, very nice. Well, there's a lot of nice places that I like, but it's amongst the top places in America that I like.
I love North Carolina. I'm disturbed about other things, but I love, you know, we're close to the mountains, we're close to the ocean.
Yeah, good look.
We've got all sorts of universities, a lot of smart people there. So
So let me ask you this. I'm an animal rights activist.
Sure.
I fight for animal rights.
Yeah.
Do you think animals deserve rights?
I do, yes.
What rights do you think animals deserve?
I think there's, I mean, we need to be protected from being abused.
Okay.
We need to be protected from being used in dog fighting, and protected from some sorts of animal cruelty in terms of use to test drugs and stuff like that.
How would you define abuse, just to be clear?
So my wife and I, 2 years ago, actually, yesterday, we picked up a pit bull just on the side of the road, and it had obviously been used to breed fighting dogs.
Oh,
and
wow.
it had,
That's horrible.
it had cigarette burns. It was just it was a mess.
Yeah.
And so we tried to help rehabilitate the dog. Unfortunately, it didn't work. It was never able to get used to being with people, and especially children. Ended up seriously biting a child, and we had to put it down. So I think in that respect, so that dog never had a chance, and it was because, I believe it was because of the situation that it was brought up in. It was brought up to be a fighting dog or breed fighting dogs, and just didn't have a chance to be a pet, to be somebody's dog. So we would like to do things to help that out. The one good thing came out of that, my wife and I got involved with animal rescue in Raleigh, North Carolina, and so we do things to help rescue dogs that are either abandoned, help them find homes, give them a home until they can find a permanent home.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Would you say that abuse is like physical or emotional harm? Is that a good enough definition?
That's not a bad. Yeah, sure. That sounds like a good.
Yeah, right.
definition.
Like, because you can both harm them physically and emotionally. I feel like in the description that you mentioned with that dog, he was very much emotionally harmed.
I think probably so.
Yeah. So okay, I agree with that. And you would say that abusing animals is bad, correct?
I would say yes.
Is there any reason when abusing animals makes sense?
So I'm not against all testing on animals. I think there's a way to do that, and in a way that's not necessarily abusive, but you know,
Let me put it this way: is there any way to abuse an animal for something you don't need? Is there any way that that could ever be ethical or moral?
I can't think of a reason.
No. So then, if we think about the products that we consume and the animals that are involved in that process, right? Like for food, for clothing, we're talking about cows, chickens, pigs, sheep. All of these animals are definitely abused in the production of these products, and we do not need to consume these products, right?
It's a very interesting argument. I would say that, I mean, we consume meat for protein, and that's.
But we can get all that from other sources, right?
Can get it from other sources, but animals is a really good way to get protein.
Would you accept that as a justification if somebody said dogs is a pretty good source of protein?
I wouldn't, because I wouldn't want to eat dogs.
Yeah,
but I'm good with.
So why not extend that? Why not extend that to all animals? Like why do you think that dogs deserves to not be exploited or slaughtered for optional food, but all other animals are okay? From their perspective, there it's very pretty much. I would assume that if I force a cow into a slaughterhouse, is the cow going to feel that much differently than if I force a dog to a slaughterhouse?
Probably not.
Probably not. So
Yes.
from their perspective, it's the same, right? Like we have we put labels on them and we say this animal is for food and this animal is for care, but the reality is from their perspective, they both deserve to live equally and to not be harmed by us, especially given that we don't need to, right?
I understand where you're coming from. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so if you get what I'm saying, do you see it as important that in order for you to say that I believe animals should have rights, that you should also respect these animals' rights? Because they should also have the same rights, right?
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah. So what do you think? How many more animals should be exploited for you?
I would say that's a really good question.
You don't want to answer it?
I'm not going to answer it.
Why is that?
Because I'm not going to stop eating meat.
So you're going to continue abusing animals for something you don't need?
I am eating meat because it's food and I need food. And
you don't need that food, do you? You need food, but you don't need that food. Jeffrey Dahmer ate humans because he saw humans as food. Was what he was doing moral?
I would say it was not.
So it doesn't really matter how you see them. What matters is how they see themselves. Do you think a cow sees themselves as a food for you?
I think they probably don't.
No. So why is it that we shouldn't respect their rights then? Like, why do you want to continue abusing them? Why do you want to be their Jeffrey Dahmer?
I guess because I don't think eating people and eating cows is the equivalent moral issue.
It is to the victim. What do you mean? Like, do you think that the species of the victim all of a sudden makes their death or their killing less valuable to them?
I think that people have a different level of sentience than a cow does.
What does sentience mean to you?
Sentience means ability to think and understand the world around you, ability to make decisions, ability to control the world around you.
I mean, it just means like have subjective experience of the world. So it means that you're going around the world and you're having experiences that can be both positive emotions from it or negative emotions from it, right? That's what sentience is. And you have it, I have it, cows have it, dogs have it. And even if you disagree with the idea that humans are not similar, a lot of people disagree with that. I think it's mostly because of we really don't get to the bottom of it and we're just taught that abusing humans is wrong. We're never questioning why is abusing humans wrong. The reason why abusing humans is wrong is because they're sentient, is because they would experience that abuse. Because if a human doesn't experience abuse, if a human does not have that subjective experience of it, then perhaps doing anything to them might not mean anything, right? Like imagine a dead human being, you doing something to their body would not harm anybody in the process, right?
You just lost me.
I'm sorry, that's okay. That's okay.
That's
But what I
alright.
meant to say is that you seem to think that dogs deserve moral consideration, cows don't. So I'm just trying to understand why exactly do you give moral consideration to one but not the other?
Because humans have raised dogs to be pets and to be companions, and we've raised cows to be food. And
Does that make it moral?
I don't know that it makes us moral or immoral. It's just the way it is.
So wait, is it moral or immoral because humans have been doing it for a long time, or is it moral or immoral because they're just doing it now? Like, what exactly is the argument? Like, why continue to this violence towards them? Don't you think you need to have a pretty good reason to continue being violent towards animals?
I think that, again, cows are food and a source of protein, and that's the reason to eat cows.
But that's your opinion, isn't it?
That is my opinion.
So it's in the same way, if I were to think dogs are a source of food and I would start eating dogs, you would say that what I'm doing is moral, right?
If that was if your culture was
No, it doesn't matter my culture. That's what I do.
As part of our culture, because that's how we get food, then I would say
So wait,
culturally that's what you do.
So
and
the
that's
reason why it's
okay
more
for you, it's not okay for me.
Okay, so the reason why it's what you're saying right now is the reason why it's moral to consume cows but not dogs is because of your culture.
I'm not sure I'm saying anything about morality. I'm just saying that's what.
So listen,
what the culture is.
While you're trying to not make any definitive statement with all of this, I see you trying to try your hardest to not make a statement out of all of this. Your actions are making clear statements, and that is that you do not respect these animals. That is that you think that your pleasure, your convenience is worth more than a whole existence. It's worth more than them bringing into existence just to be exploited and slaughtered. And you seem to think that dogs deserve differently. All because culturally you've been taught that way. So I'm just trying to understand, because if you think that culture should dictate anything that is moral or not, then you could be justifying all sorts of things. Because culture has changed throughout the years. It was cultural to have slaves. That does not mean slavery was cultural, does it? That slavery was moral, I'm sorry.
Right, yes. Understood.
So culture does not dictate morality. We may have a culture that does immoral things. It may be immoral to do this to cows. You may not want to admit it, but it might be immoral. Do you recognize that?
I understand your point.
Yeah. So if you've considered this victim, the animal victims from that perspective, why do you want to continue oppressing them?
Because it's protein.
Which
I gotta
can get
go.
from other sources.
It's really good to have met you. Hi guys, hope you guys are doing well.
Can I give you a card to look into it?
Sure.
But only if you promise me to look into it.
I will not promise you, so I don't need the card. Thank you so much.
So you want to continue being an animal oppressor and abuser?
I will continue to eat hamburgers.
You will continue to abuse animals?
Yes. I will continue to eat hamburgers.
You will continue to abuse animals.
Right.
You can eat plant-based hamburgers. Don't kid yourself. You're making the choice to abuse animals. You can make the choice to not do that. It's not that you're doing it for food or for nutrition. You're doing it because that's what you want to do. So you are abusing animals because you want to. You are exactly like the people who train dogs for dog fighting,
So
because they do it out of pleasure.
What's your social experiment?
Well,
it says
exactly
on the sign?
this idea that you think animals deserve rights, but when it comes to the animals whose rights you are infringing on, all of a sudden they don't longer deserve rights.
Okay. All
You
right.
see, there's a pretty clear contradiction in your statements.
Good to talk to you. Take care, guys.
Ridiculous. Axel, stop donating, man. You're wasting your money. I mean, you're not. I appreciate you, but I think we're heading in a direction where we need to start a vegan military, though, as a last resort. Make animal products illegal. Hopefully not, though. Yeah, you see the difference. 3 Americans who were open-minded having a conversation. This guy who says he saves animals, the minute you bring it up to the other animals, that's the minute he all of a sudden becomes a dick and like, oh, but protein, oh, but... No. Fuck off. He knows it. He knows it. And I don't want to... No, thank you. He thinks he's a good person by rescuing dogs. He's doing a good thing, but then he turns around and every other animal he chooses to exploit and slaughter. If female circumcision is my culture, is that okay? Of course not. Culture does not dictate morality. And especially circumcisions. No, you should not be circumcising men or female. Leave them alone. Only if they're adults and they want to do it, and only once they understand the repercussions of them doing that, they should not be in a culture that forces them to do that in any way. We're all about consent over here, everybody. We're all about rights and consent, not about forcing individuals. And yes, sometimes you should not be allowed to force other individuals. Tuiso Suiso, do you want to get out of this stream, Tuiso Suiso? I feel like I've heard enough from you from all over the years. I don't really like you here anymore. And oh my god, the wind. Yeah, we have another 30 minutes, everybody. Procyon says it was a vegan point I was trying to make. Haha. Yeah, you're right. I see what you mean. It's time to let him go. Probably is. He's a troll. Yeah, I know. Oh, Renee, nice to see you here. Renee, cool Renee. The activist Renee. The awesome activist Renee. Can you guys, if Tuiso Suiso's misbehaving, can you please silence him? And just for everybody else when they hear this to know, this person has been coming to the streams constantly, just derailing the conversation, inserting nonsense, and not having productive conversations. I've invited them constantly to debate me, to have conversations with me, and every time they chicken out, they cowered away, and I'm not interested in that anymore. I'm interested in having productive conversations. I'm interested in making the world a little bit better, and I'm interested in especially protecting the rights of individuals, okay? Thank you so much, Martin. DP says I love eggs. That's okay. You can love the taste that they have or the nutrition that you get from them. But the question is, what is more important? Is it what you... No, I'm good, thank you. The question is, what is more important? Is it more important, is your enjoyment of them or your benefit more important than the exploitation, abuse, and slaughter that these individuals go through? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. Somebody says, don't cry. Why not? Crying is beautiful. Please, everybody, please cry. Cry. Don't listen to this guy. Cry if you need to cry. Cry, laugh, smile. Those are ways of expressing emotions that we should do more often. So if you need to cry, cry, please. Somebody wants to debate me? The rights of individuals include the rights to eat what you need other animals... Wait, what? What you need other animals eat animals get over... Okay, that was nonsense. The rights to eat individuals is not a right that you have. Jeffrey Dahmer was convicted for a reason, because he was eating individuals. He was eating sentient beings. He was not acting morally just because he wanted to exploit and slaughter humans. Well, he wasn't exploiting, he was slaughtering humans. Just because he wanted to slaughter and eat humans doesn't mean he was acting morally, because that's what he wanted to do. And we should not really respect the rights of somebody who wants to do that, right? When there's victims involved, it's not about your right to create victims. It's about their right to not be victims of your actions.
I only...
Wait, Renee, you cool person. Taste pleasure fades away quickly. Nobody knows who they are last month or even last week, but that was somebody's entire existence. Exactly that. Like, imagine just how sad it is that, just how very sad it is that we take somebody's whole existence for something we forget about in a couple of weeks. It's so insane. Jeffrey Keaton says we are not the same. Who's we are not the same? I would think that Jeffrey Keaton, if you were to be put in the slaughterhouse and have your throat cut, you would probably feel very similar to any other animal put in that situation. You wanna have a conversation with me?
What a conversation?
Just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
And what questions?
Well, that you can see if you want to have the conversations.
How long is that conversation?
However long you want it.
Hello. What do you conversation? About what?
I ask you some things and then get you to think a little bit.
Okay.
You wanna try it? Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Hello. How
What's your-
much? Ah.
146. Yeah.
Nice,
What's your name?
nice. My name is Noah. Hello.
I'm Chip. Nice to meet you, Noah. Where are you from?
I'm from Germany, Wolfsburg.
Okay. So Noah, I'm an animal rights activist. Do you think
Okay.
animals deserve rights?
Sure, yes.
Sure. What
Sure.
rights do animals deserve?
Like, I don't know, like some freedom. I don't know how to say it. Freedom, but not how the people have it. You understand what I mean?
So do animals deserve the right to body autonomy, to decide for their body?
Again, please.
Do animals deserve the right to body autonomy, to decide for their own body?
Do animals ever say like, do they speak with the people? Do they communicate? Like,
Why does that matter?
because I don't really know if they're like conscious, if they understand that they live, or maybe they do understand, but I don't know how to say it.
They're conscious, yeah.
Yes.
They're conscious. They're sentient. You can't speak to them because you don't speak their language.
Yes.
And they don't speak our language. But they're definitely conscious. They definitely have experiences of the world.
Yeah, that's true.
So do you think they should have the right to decide what they want to do? As long as it doesn't impact you, that's what I mean, right?
Yes,
like,
yes.
Like as long as it doesn't like impact you negatively or somehow.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then, do you think this applies to all animals or just the animals that you like?
Yeah, to all animals. I
To
would
all
say.
animals.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So do you think cows, chickens, pigs, do they deserve the right to autonomy, to decide for their own body?
Yes,
Yeah. Do you consume animal products?
of course, yes.
Do you think that goes in direct contradiction with what you just said now?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is that okay to have these kind of contradictions?
I don't know, but I still eat it.
You still eat them?
Yes.
You still do you think it's okay to oppress animals for food you don't need?
Well, I mean, I know it's not exactly the same, but for example, people in Africa, they are also like.
You're not in Africa, are you?
No, but it's just an example for the people there. Like the kids also, they were. No, what's the word? Zwing. Zwing.
There is also
Yeah, they are forced to work for the other people. That's also not, how to say,
Moral?
yes, like they also should
Do you
have
pay
a
for
chance.
that?
Well, I sometimes pay for them to like was spenden. Ich mag Philips. Lass nochmal spenden so. Yes, I donate to like UNICEF or something like that, so that they help the kids or something like that.
Okay.
Understand?
But you don't pay for kids to go to have
No.
their freedom stripped away from them.
Well, no.
But you pay for animals to have them.
How exactly do you mean that?
You buy animal products.
Yes.
All those animals have their freedom stripped away from them and their life stripped away from them for something you don't even need and for something that you will forget about. If I ask you what you ate 3 weeks ago, probably forget already. But they lost their whole existence for that. Is that really fair?
Well, they reproduce really fast. So.
Do you think animals reproduce on their own in animal agriculture?
Sure. Yes.
No, we
No?
do. We reproduce them. Do you think it's ethical for us to touch the private parts of animals so that we can reproduce them, so that you can put their flesh in your mouth?
Yes.
Yes? How is that ethical? So if we did it to dogs, it would be ethical.
Well, from other people's experience.
No,
they
from
say-
yours. Is it ethical according to you to
Well,
do it to
I
dogs?
didn't try a dog to like.
Would you?
Yes.
Would
No,
you
I
kill
wouldn't.
dogs? So why is it that you give consideration to dogs but not other animals?
Because I hear that dogs doesn't taste good. I only.
No, they taste very good. That's why they eat them.
So you tried them.
I haven't, but that's why they eat them. I respect animals. I don't go around by what I like. I go around by how I respect people. I respect people. I respect animals. I wouldn't kill you and eat your flesh. I wouldn't kill an animal and eat their
Well,
flesh.
that wouldn't be very nice of you.
But it would be nice if I did that to an animal. So if I kill you and eat your flesh, it's not nice. But if I kill an animal and eat their flesh for the same reasons, because I want to, it's all of a sudden nice. Hell, it would be way nicer if I did it to you than if I did it to an animal, because you would have the chance to fight back, because you could say stop, because you could at least do something about it. Whereas an animal, they're defenseless, they're innocent, they have nothing in this whole thing. It would be basically like taking a baby and cutting their throat because you want to.
Sag in der Wildnis, dann schreien auch andere Tiere.
Das ist nicht das Gleiche. Ja? Nein, das ist auch
Tut mir
dumm.
leid, Thomas, wirklich.
Das,
Do you guys abuse animals?
Yes.
And is that nice to abuse animals?
Yes.
Is it? It is nice? So do you abuse also humans? Because humans are also animals. Why are you running away?
Why are you running away?
Yeah, come on. You seem to be think. Come on, come here. No, you don't want to come here. So you're too much of a coward to defend your position, but you're so much of a man to exploit and slaughter innocent sentient beings, huh?
What is your channel name?
is the chat on your side? Or
Yeah,
are
I don't.
they, like,
Who the fuck cares, man? Is it? Do you only care about if people are on your side, on the other side? Is that it?
Go vegan, fox on your fish. Well, they are animals.
Really? Like I'm just like you guys are really so brainwashed that you're gonna believe this bullshit that it's okay to kill some animals but not others.
But me don't
Well,
killing
we-
these animals.
No, you pay for somebody to do
Yes.
it, don't you? So would you pay for somebody to kill a dog?
No.
Yes, but
So
we
there
are,
you go.
We are also.
There's
some,
a inconsistency
But I
there.
don't eat a dog. I eat
Why?
other
Why?
because it's lecker.
Yummy.
It's
It's
lekker
yummy,
also to
lekker.
eat a dog.
I don't try it.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. If it were tasty, would you eat a dog?
No, when
There
it's
you
not.
go. So it's not about taste. It's just about you wanting to eat one animal or the other. You were told at one point that it's okay to kill some animals but not the others, and you never questioned it. And now you have no logical consistency of your base,
klar,
and you
doch.
seem to think it's okay to abuse them.
Ja, aber dein Punkt war richtig gut, das mit Wildnis und so. We are also like.
We are also animals.
Yes. So that.
In the sea,
if-
shark will.
Shut the fuck up. Let me explain.
I already know what you're about to say, but say it.
What? Let me
Because
hear.
other
what you say.
animals eat other animals, don't they?
Yes.
Yes, and
So
it-
you should be
it
able to
wouldn't
do it
be-
too.
Also,
If it wouldn't be like this society. If
So wait,
every-
animals commit infanticide. You know what that means?
Well, no.
They kill babies. Should you be allowed to kill babies because animals do it?
Well, some babies taste better when they are fresh.
Should you be allowed to kill babies because animals do it?
We are also animals.
So should you be allowed to kill babies
Yes.
because animals do it? So
Yes.
you're in favor of humans killing babies? Are you in favor of humans raping other humans? Because animals also rape other animals.
Well, should I be in every favor? What happens?
I'm just saying, like, so because you see, your logical thing is that because animals eat other animals, I should be allowed to eat other animals. But you don't apply it to, well, animals rape other animals. Should you be allowed to rape other humans also, or rape other animals? You should not. You know that. You just pick and choose this one thing, and you think it's something. It's nothing. It means nothing. Because you don't do it to dogs, do you? Again, you come back to the same place. No matter what you will say, you will not do it to dogs. And in the wild, you probably, animals would eat a dog
Yeah, but
also.
we decided a long time ago that dogs don't serve, but are a friend of humans and shouldn't be eaten because they have like a purpose. What do pigs do and what do dogs do? What are the
They can do
differences?
exactly the same things. In fact, pigs are more intelligent than dogs.
So pigs can stay in the house without breaking
Yes.
anything and
There are
eating like.
several people who have pets of pigs. Yeah. Yeah.
They are laughing.
Yeah. They're probably laughing because you didn't know that.
What?
That pigs can be pets also.
Yeah, they can be pets, but like dogs, there is a big difference if I have a German Shepherd or a pig in my house.
There's no difference, and eventually
So
it does.
a- so
wait,
a guy
and eventually it
comes to
doesn't
my-
even matter, right? Because the value does not come from what you can get from them, does it? Do you think an animal only
does.
has value based on what you can get from them?
Yes.
So you apply that to humans. He only has value if he can give you something.
It would be also same with the animals.
Does
like
he have value only if he can give you something?
Yes.
Really? So the minute he can no longer give you something, you can cut
I
his
cut him
throat.
off. I cut him off.
So you can cut his throat,
Of
and if you
course.
killing him, it would be okay.
In the water.
But a shark can also hit me, and then I'm also dead.
Did you not hear the argument already?
What?
Why does it matter what a shark does?
It's
Because
a
you compared it
fish.
with a dog also.
Hmm?
It's a fish.
So what?
So what?
So are you saying because a shark can do it, you should be able to do it too?
What?
Are you saying because a shark can do it, you should be able to do it too? What
I-
is your argument? A shark kills humans. Okay, what's the argument there?
Yes, it can also be. We can kill other
Humans.
animals.
And humans also. Is that moral to do so?
We don't do it. Or some other people do it.
Is it moral to do it? Is it moral to pay somebody to kill a human being?
Moral is not in my words list because I don't.
Is it
use
right or is it wrong to kill to pay somebody to kill a human being?
No. Did you understand it?
Ist es richtig, dass wir Leute bezahlen, damit die Animals töten?
Yes.
It's right to pay somebody to kill a human being?
If it wouldn't be like this society, if we still would be like hunting and everything, everybody would still go for the animals. Everybody would do their own thing and go for the animals. But right now,
If we didn't bring animals into existence only to exploit and slaughter them for products we don't need.
so we brought animals to existence.
Yes, we do it, yeah. In animal agriculture, we bring animals into existence. We bring them. We literally have you seen these giant gloves? They take this giant glove, they put it in the anus of a cow, they hold their cervix and they inject bull semen in their vagina. This is the shit that you're paying for, man. This is the shit that you support.
Yeah, I can eat it.
Yeah, you can eat it, all of it. But would you like if somebody did that to you? If they put their
When
hands in
I'm
your
dead,
ass?
When I'm dead.
Not when you're dead.
When?
You don't seem to understand, huh?
No.
No, that's okay. Not everybody has enough cognitive abilities to understand the argument, but that's okay. So I'm gonna ask you because you seem to understand this idea. Is it okay to exploit and slaughter dogs?
No.
Would a dog feel differently in a slaughterhouse than a pig?
Yes.
Yes?
It would. Was verteidigen? Defend. It would defend it as well. Some races. Yeah, race. Oder? Races. Rassen. Yeah, races. Some races like German Shepherd.
So wait, a German Shepherd would feel differently if I put a knife to their throat than a pig if I put a knife to their throat?
Yeah.
How's that difference? Explain to me that difference.
A dog is smarter.
First of all, they're not. And second, even if they were smarter, how would they feel differently if I put a knife to their throat?
Ist ein Hund schlauer als ein Schwein?
Nur sag, ich esse Tiere, weil wenn sie schon getötet sind, warum soll ich sie nicht essen? Sie werden immer getötet. Egal was man macht, genauso wie Leute.
Ja, aber dann sagt er, dass wir alle dann aufhören sollten zu stoppen.
So I ask you the question the same. I'll ask you the same, and that's it, because this conversation is going nowhere. So, if I put that dog over there in a slaughterhouse, and I cut their throat, do you think that dog will feel differently than a pig?
He's already gone.
Do you think that dog would feel differently than a pig with a knife to their throat?
Yes.
Yes? Explain how.
It would defend itself.
No, they would be in the same position where they can't defend themselves.
Ach, Digga, mein Wortschatz ist zu klein dafür, Digga. Der stand dog eat other animal too.
We've already been through this. I've already explained it twice to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alex,
But I don't understand.
Alex auf.
That's okay. That's okay. I understand you don't
Ich verstehe dich
understand.
selber nicht.
It's okay. You need some protection from that. But like, let me just give you a card because I think this conversation is not going nowhere.
Card?
Yeah. But only if you promise me to watch something.
Huh?
Can you watch The Minion?
On what is it on Amazon Prime?
It's on YouTube.
Oh. How long?
I don't know.
I have a small Aufmerksamkeitsspanne.
You have a small attention span?
Yes.
Then watch the most important speech you'll ever hear.
Okay.
It's 30 minutes. You just gotta scan this QR code. 30 minutes? You can't watch something for 30 minutes? You've been speaking to me for almost 30 minutes.
I'll try.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Dandy.
That's it. That's it. Just stop being violent towards animals.
Ich hab keinen Bock mehr, lass nach Hause.
This is what you're paying for.
Whoa, I can't see this.
I'm a minor.
He is footballer. It messes with his brain.
This is what you're paying for. Doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter how much power you have. You shouldn't be doing this. They deserve to live just as much as you do. Jesus, so many donations. Pepo does gaming. Thank you so much. You donated a couple of times.
100 euros.
Thanks for the conversation.
What?
Nice.
Just stop being abusive, man.
Is this your job?
It's not my job. No, I do this because I care about animals.
Nice time.
That's what we do. I'm not gonna waste my time. I've learned my lesson. I've wasted my time in the past. I also have like 20 minutes left, and I really don't want to waste it with people who can never get anywhere. I really have better things to do, and I feel like there was a language barrier. There's everything. Peppo does gaming. You donated once, twice, 3 or 4 times. I appreciate you doing that. I'm not sure if that was your intent. If that wasn't your intent, please contact me. I can send you the money back, okay? Maybe it was an accident or something that you did it 4 times. I fully appreciate it, but like, I don't know if that was your intent, and I don't want to take advantage of anybody here, okay? So contact me, drop me a message either now or in the comments, and we'll find a way to, I'll send you through PayPal or something. I'll send you the money back. Rene says if I donate multiple times, it's my intent, by the way. Yeah, Rene, I appreciate you. It just feels like this time it was actually with no message, and a couple of times, and the same sum. So I was expecting, I'm thinking that maybe it was a mistake or something. Yeah, Pia says not worth your time. I also thought it was not worth my time. Somebody calls me a soy boy. Thank you. I am a soy boy. That's a good compliment. Thank you so much. Because you know what? A soy boy means somebody who thinks for themselves, somebody who's not brainwashed by all the things that they've been taught their whole life, by big industries who literally just want to get money out of them. So, yeah, I am a soy boy. I respect animals, I respect sentient beings, and I'm brave enough to stand up for it. I love soy. There you go. I love soy. A lot of people. Where is that chip guy from? I'm from Romania originally, but I live here in the Netherlands now. The strong protect the weak. Exactly. Exactly. Gotta oil myself up even if I am staying for only 20 minutes, but let's see, maybe we'll get a conversation. Okay, let's get one more conversation going. I mean, those kids, the reason why I didn't want to have conversations with them is because they weren't being intellectually honest. They weren't understanding the argument. They were kind of trolling. I really was not in the mood for being all troll and, oh, look, I'm trolling you a little bit more or you're trolling me a little bit more. No, I want to have good conversations with people who are intellectually honest and all that stuff. So I'm not interested in this kind of trolling behavior and stuff. If you want to do that, go somewhere else. We love you for being a vegan, says Vegan Wilson. Thank you so much, Vegan. Right back. Thank you so much, Vegan Wilson. Right back at you. Bicycle business good over there. I mean, yeah, people bike everywhere here. That's the thing. And it's considerably better than driving everywhere. You get there faster, you do some exercise, and better for the environment, better for you, better for the city. It's quieter. Everybody wins. You want to try it? Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Sure.
You come a little bit here so I have you. Nice. What's your name?
Maria.
Maria. I'm Chip. Where are you from?
Nice to meet you. I'm from England.
England. Okay. So, Maria, I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals. Do you think animals deserve rights?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What rights do you think animals deserve?
A right to life and peace and well-being.
I already love it. Okay. Are you vegan?
Selectively.
Selectively.
I should try and
What
be
does
better.
selectively mean?
Like I try my best to be vegan, but
Yeah.
I'm not completely vegan.
What does it mean to be vegan to you?
Like to not eat meat and like eggs and honey and milk, things like that. You know, animals produce products.
So being vegan means respecting the rights of animals as much as you possibly can. And I feel like obviously as a consequence, you're not going to consume their flesh, eat their secretions, or wear their skin or stuff like that. Do you align with this idea of respecting animal rights?
Yeah, absolutely.
But your actions don't, right?
Not entirely, no.
Not entirely, yeah. Why is that?
Because I think like existence is quite complex and like, you know, I think that you can respect well, at least in my faith and my culture, like you can respect. There are ways of respecting an animal, like I have chickens, for example, and they don't like fertilize all their eggs. So like I eat eggs, I keep bees, and I have their honey and stuff like that. I think there are ways of like respecting an animal and still like engaging with their produce.
But do you think any of these animals want you to take their byproducts, their
I think
their
my chickens
secretions?
are really happy, to be honest.
They're happy that you feed them. They're
Yeah.
not. They're not
They
happy
like
that you take
roam
their.
the land freely and like
But when do you take the eggs? Do you take the eggs when they're there?
yeah.
I doubt that.
Yeah, they sit in the little pen and I collect the eggs in the morning.
Yeah. Well, either way, like I'm assuming that's not the only place you consume animal products from.
Not like in my whole life, no.
No. So you consume from other sources which aren't like how you say, right? Like
Yeah.
that's kind of like a straw man. You pick that one thing and
I mean
you say.
that's like my like daily kind of like source.
But let's say even if you consume an animal product once a year,
Yeah, absolutely.
you're still one animal gets exploited and slaughtered for you, right? Like here in Amsterdam, theoretically, you should be vegan.
Yeah.
Are you?
I haven't eaten anything yet, so
You haven't eaten anything yet. Okay. Well, it's not just about food, right? It's
Yeah,
about
of
clothing
course,
and
yeah.
everything, right? Like, do you think you can respect animals while at the same time seeing them as objects that can give you something?
Yeah, I think so, but I feel like the ways in which human and animals interact is quite complex. Like for example, I like study anthropology and like I study the rights of like indigenous people a lot, and like in parts of the Arctic and Antarctica and stuff like that where people live, like there's not access to a lot of food, so they have to hunt food and use furs as their like clothes, and these are like fur that they've hunted, and like their animals become a source of their livelihood. And I think like laws that have like infringed those rights of people have like caused mass starvation in those areas. Obviously I'm not talking about like sort of like developed worlds or whatever, but I'm just saying like I think that human and animal relations are complex, like
But how
culturally.
does that justify what you are doing, right? Because let's say
I mean,
if
I'm
there's a
not
human
doing
being
anything.
if you're in a situation where you may need to kill an animal to survive, I wouldn't have a problem with that. But if you're in a situation where you may need to kill a human to survive, I also wouldn't have a problem with that, because I feel like in those situations, in dire situations where you do it out of necessity, it's a different thing. But when you consume animal products, you don't consume them for necessity. You consume them out of convenience or because you want to, right?
I mean, not entirely. So I live on a farm
Yeah.
where, like I said, I have eat my own eggs and harvest honey and stuff like that. And
So
I
wait,
don't.
what's the
eat
purpose
meat.
of this farm?
It's just land. I don't farm anything. I just have land and
Okay. Do you know where these chickens come from?
Yeah, they come from my local farm.
From your local farm.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
where they come from there?
They breed the chicken. They have chickens.
Yeah.
They have lots of chickens.
Do you know where the breedery comes? What they do with for eggs? What they do to male chicks who don't produce eggs?
Yeah, no, I mean that's factory farming though.
No. That's everywhere, because all the chickens that you have
I have
produce
male
an egg
chickens
every
as
day,
well,
right?
yeah.
Right. They produce an egg every day, right?
Yeah, the female chickens.
Yeah. So do you think that's normal way of producing eggs for chickens?
I mean,
In the wild, how many eggs do you think a chicken would produce?
I mean to be fair, my chickens don't produce eggs every day. They produce eggs sometimes. Whenever they do have eggs, then I collect them. Sometimes they produce eggs, sometimes they don't produce eggs,
And why do you collect them?
so that I can eat.
Yeah, so for your benefit.
Yeah,
Is it fair to use an animal for your benefit?
but I think that I provide them benefits as well.
You provide them benefits as well. So would
Yeah.
it be fair for me to use you because I provide you benefits?
But I think that's how the world works. It's co-inhabitants.
Well,
And I
that
think
that
there
would
could be
imply
positive
consent,
going.
wouldn't it?
I think there could be positive co-inhabitants though.
But that would imply consent, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I think that there are ways in my chickens are free. They're not in a cage. They're free.
Are they free to leave your property?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no fence, no nothing keeping them there.
There's a chicken thing so that foxes don't eat them. But there's land, lots of land, and they're free to walk anywhere.
Yeah, I doubt that.
No, they are. I'll show you pictures.
No, that's okay. But listen, there's not a
And
lot
they
I can
can
say.
jump in the house and things like that.
I don't have a problem with animal companionship. I have.
Yeah,
I
I think
I
this could
afford
be
to-
really positive companionship.
I don't think it's fair either way for you to take their secretions, because they cannot consent to you taking them. And when you're doing it for your own interest and not looking after their interest,
I
you're
do look
acting
after
immoral.
them.
But you look after them because they can give you something.
But also, I like chickens. My cat doesn't
enough.
give me anything specifically, but I still look after
So you also
her.
don't eat any meat, right?
I eat meat occasionally. I'm not strictly vegan, but I try not to eat meat for the planet and other reasons. But I don't eat meat all the time.
What meat do you eat?
I've eaten all meat except pork because I'm Muslim.
So you do consume chickens.
I have done, yeah.
Yeah. So you love chickens, but you pay for them to get killed and eat
Yeah,
them.
but I think that's another thing. I'm 25, so throughout my lifespan, there are ways in which that I've tried not to eat meat, but I have eaten meat because it's very easily accessible, and I don't always have
Is it
had
moral
consent.
though?
I think morality, there's a scale of morality.
You're dodging the question. Is it moral?
It's not completely moral, but I think
So
there are
it's-
ways in which it can be
Well,
moral.
you're
I said
saying
about
it's not
indigenous
completely
people.
moral because you
I
would
don't-
be have
I
to
don't
admit
think
that you're
factu-
acting immoral.
Yeah, I can admit that I've acted immorally.
Yeah.
That's not a problem with that. But I'm trying to say that there are complex ways in which humans and animals can inhabit and coexist, and
There's no-
sometimes that depends on a food chain.
But you see, you're putting it all in your how you want to hear it, because this is literally what people who consume animal products do. You're making a narrative
But I
that
think
suits
you're
your
projecting
narrative.
this idea
no,
that I'm
let me
a
explain.
consistent animal product consumer, though.
No,
and
I
that
don't care if
don't
you're
have,
consistent. Even if you do it once a week, you're still
Yeah.
you're still using an animal. You're treating them like an object for your interest. If you take the eggs out of the chickens, as you say, and you do it for their benefit, because if they stay there, they would rot or they would have any issues with it, and you're doing for the chickens, and instead of throwing them away, you eat them. That's a different thing. But if your
I mean,
intent,
that's
that's
what
not the same.
keeping
Intent matters.
chickens-
Intent matters because let me
even if my chickens don't produce eggs, I don't kill them.
No, but let me explain why intent matters. Do you understand why intent matters? Yeah, an intent, one action, doing the same thing, one person, like this guy, if he runs over a person with his car, the intent matters differently, because if he does it intentionally, it's immoral. If he does it accidentally, it's not immoral. Do you understand that?
Okay, yeah.
So intent matters. So if your intent is to keep these animals so that you can use them for their products, then your intent is to see them as objects that they
But
can
I don't
give
think that's
to you.
the only intention, though. I think healthy coexistence exists, and I think that animals and humans should coexist in interdependent ways.
I don't have a problem with animals and humans coexisting. I
In
have a problem. I
interdependent
have a
ways,
pro. I
but
have
I'm saying it's an interdependence.
interdependence.
They
I also
depend
don't
on
have a
me,
problem.
I depend on them in certain ways. I think definitely the power structure is different, but I
That's
think
exactly it.
there are healthy ways in which that can happen. That's what you asked me.
Okay, so outside of this, because
And I
like
think there are complex scales of morality. I think that factory farming is objectively immoral. But then I gave you an example of like indigenous people who would starve without hunting. And
we
who
discussed,
are,
we went
who
past
are,
that. We went
no, but-
past necessity.
No, but I'm saying they are starving currently because they
but that does
can't
not morally
do some
justify what you're
hunting.
doing, right? Like people
But
are
I think
starving throughout the
what
world. It
I'm
doesn't morally
doing is a
justify your
projection,
actions.
like you've projected what you believe. I think that there are ways that people can change their habits, and I definitely try to do that because I care about the planet and I do care about animals and I do consume
Why did you
animal
put the
products.
planet before the animals?
Because I think that the planet is important to both animals and humans.
And is it more important that we first take care of the planet and then the animals?
I think it's equally important.
Is it equally important to take care of humans and planet?
Yes, absolutely.
No. So would you say that then?
It's absolutely equally
It's
equally
not
important
equally
to care
important.
of human
I-
and
I-
animal.
morality-
human and the planet.
Human rights, individual rights, come before planet every day.
No, I think the planet and human rights are intertwined. And I think the global north
We can disagree there, but-
benefits from the climate disaster. And it's actually like climate change is impacting
I'm talking about
humans
human rights. I'm
currently
not
in this
thinking about
habitat.
benefits. You're mixing them up. But like aside
No,
from
no, but what are human rights to you?
human rights, it means like I would not violate somebody's human right to save the environment. Would you violate somebody's right to save the environment?
Like, give me an example of that.
Would you kill a human being to save the planet?
People are killing human beings.
Would you kill a human being to save the planet?
No,
That's not what
absolutely
I'm
not.
asking.
Like,
Okay, so you understand that
Because
then.
I'm not an eco-fascist.
But that's exactly
I'm
the
saying
point.
that the struggle is intertwined.
But that's exactly the point, because you put the rights of a human being before the
But I'm
well-benefit
saying
of a
it's
planet.
intertwined. The well-being of the planet is the rights of
They
human
are
beings.
intertwined and they do help. Like
so
obviously,
you know, we should stop bombing
No,
Gaza
no, no.
because
I
that's
agree with you, but
killing
like-
human beings and also killing the planet.
you understand my point, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that helping the planet does not also help human beings. It does. What I'm saying is that you always put the rights of the individuals before the planet.
No,
Just
I'm
like
putting the rights of the collective.
the rights of. So you don't put the rights of individuals. So even if
Yeah,
it
the
were-
rights of the individual and collective are intertwined, but I put the rights of the collective, humanity, and
I feel like
animals
you're
and the
mixing
planet.
things up again. So would you kill somebody to save the collective?
It depends who, yeah.
It
I'd
depends
kill
who.
Netanyahu to save the collective, yeah.
Okay, would you kill an innocent person to save the collective?
Who's innocent? Like, why would I need to kill an innocent person?
I'm just
to save the
posing a
collective?
hypothetical.
No, but
out
why
there.
would I need to?
That's
but
not
I
the-
would kill Netanyahu to save the
I don't know.
collective.
You just have this advanced AI that calculates that if you kill that human being over there, they're innocent. They have nothing to do. But with the butterfly effect of you killing that person, you could save the planet in
Yeah,
20
I would do
years.
that.
You would do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't do that because I respect the individual rights.
I
of that.
respect their right too, but also if someone wanted to kill me to save the planet, I'd be like, please kill me.
Yeah, but
I would sacrifice my life
you
for
would,
the planet.
But you see, that would be you consenting, right? If somebody were to kill your mother and they would
Yeah,
then
no, of course,
justify
that
it
is
by saying I'm
morally
saving.
wrong, but you're putting this huge
There you
scale
go. But that's what I'm saying. No,
on
I'm
the
not putting-
dependent of one individual.
I'm not putting a huge
I will
scale.
absolutely
I'm just
kill
talking.
Netanyahu today.
I'm
In fact,
not-
I would like to do that to
I'm not-
save the collective.
I'm not saying all this. So Netanyahu, by the way, is not an innocent person. Okay.
No, he's not an
No,
innocent
he's not
person.
innocent.
No,
He's a
he's
guilty
absolutely
person, and I also
He's a
think
very
he should be
guilty
punished for that.
Yeah.
But like, what I'm saying over here is that we respect the rights of individuals before we respect everything else. So we should do the same for animals. We should respect their rights before we talk about whether it impacts the planet or not. Coincidentally, being plant-based also helps the planet. And okay, with your animals, I don't want to, like, if you think that you take care of them and you are again not treating them like objects, I respect that, and I'm not trying to say anything from it. Like, we can have a little bit of discussion over there, but if you do really respect them, far be it from me to say anything about it. But in any other situation that you are consuming an animal product, you are realizing that you are not giving respect to those animals, correct?
Yeah.
And in all those other situations, don't you think those animals deserve the respect that
Absolutely.
they need? So why is it that in any other situations you don't respect their rights?
I think that I will definitely make more of an effort to.
Yeah.
I think navigating this hyper-capitalist world, there are a lot of actions that we do that we're very guilty. We have a lot of blood on our hands in lots of ways, and the clothes that we wear and the food
There's
that we
differences.
consume.
There's differences.
No, I think there are pretty, for example, what I'm wearing was probably made in a sweatshop. I try not
There's
to
differences
consume
though.
that, but the phone that I have is
There's plenty of
Congolese children have died to make this.
But there's
what
a
I'm saying
difference
is
between.
there's navigating the world, utility, and so on, and survival.
But that's not
that-
it. Those situations that you're doing have nothing to do with any of this, right? Those situations are situations where you have other choices. You cannot have a life
I
in
don't think
today's
there are
world.
many other choices there. I think like the
You can
way we
choose to be
exist in the
plant-based.
global north is
You-
quite connected to like global problems. Like paying our taxes goes towards healing Palestinian
But you have to
children.
pay your taxes, right?
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
difference. But with this one, when you choose to buy animal
But a lot of
products,
people have to survive on animal
when
products.
you choose to buy animal products, it's not about what others are doing. I'll talk to each individual separately, and when I find somebody who says they have to do it, I'll assess their case. I have talked to plenty of people. I have talked to people coming from really, really small countries in Africa, and they had no problem being vegan. So I'm just that's not
yeah,
the
a
issue.
lot of small countries in all of the world like practice veganism.
That's not the point, right? What I'm saying is that when you're doing that, when you're consuming animal products, even if you do it once a month, that you have a different choice that one time. You can either choose to not eat at all that one time, or choose to eat plant-based. And when you're making this choice to consume an animal product, you are inherently exploiting and slaughtering a sentient being. Whether you're doing it for whatever reason you're doing it, it's immoral, isn't it?
Yeah, by your moral metrics, yes.
By your moral metrics, is it not immoral?
I think that it's slightly more complex. I don't know if it's like
But
always...
don't muddy it. I'm asking you, for that victim, is it moral or not? Is that a victim of your choice or not?
What do you mean by that?
Like the
the
animal that has to
is a
be
victim.
exploited and slaughtered for you, for that product that you consume once a month.
No, that's not moral, no.
No, so it's not about my morals or inflicting my morals on you. It's according to your own logical morality. It's in order to be logically consistent, you wouldn't have to consume any animal products at all. Like with your farm, what you do and what you said, that you don't treat them like objects and you treat them like individuals. Far be it from me to say something, as I said, but any other situation, you don't have any moral ground to stand on for consuming animal products, do you? And it's not the same as buying clothes and anything else, because
I think it pretty is. I think
It's
like
not.
humans are exploited
I
in
cannot
many
s-
ways to
I
like,
cannot say-
produce the things that we have.
so there's exploitation happening in all of these industries. You're right. Like there's exploitation happening when you buy a phone, when you buy clothes, and everything else. But all these systems of exploitation. Let's assume you're buying a phone, right? And the exploitation that happens, it happens to children in other countries, right? That's a system that contains exploitation. If you stop buying phones, those children will still be working, maybe not on those phones, but on something else. It's a systemic issue that's happening in that country. It needs to be changed
But
systemically.
I think that the animal
Animal
industry is also
agriculture-
equally systemic.
No, animal agriculture.
Because like I said, I think there's ways in which they can be sustenance.
But let me finish. Animal agriculture is systemic, you're right, but it is a system that depends on exploitation. You cannot have animal
No, I think it also
agriculture without
depends on
exploitation.
sustenance as well.
No. So it depends on exploitation. Do you understand the difference of a system that contains
I think
exploitation
it
and a system that
contains
depends exploitation?
but it does depend on sustenance of human beings as well. Like
No,
people
so animal
consume
agriculture-
animals,
but that's
and
not the
people,
point.
Like utilize what
That's
they
the
give.
purpose of animal agriculture.
Yes.
But what my point is that animal agriculture depends on exploiting animals. There's no way to farm animals without exploiting them. There's no way. It's
But there's a way of consuming animal products, I think, without exploiting them. I do believe that.
well,
I think that's a belief difference there.
like you can find some very few edge cases, but not in animal agriculture, and that's my point. When you are paying for,
I disagree with like, large scale farming.
but even small farming, even small farms, the minute that they sell their products, they get benefit from using an animal as an object. I've been on biological farms, small farms, and I was with a organization that we would pay because the chickens, when they can no longer lay eggs, they kill them. That's what farmers do. When they no longer lay enough eggs on biological farms, they kill them. So we went with an organization where we would buy the chickens off, and then we would give them to people to take care of them. So what was happening is that we bought 2 chickens that day, and the farmer, who cares so much about their animals, who is so ethical about them, who was literally feeling so good about how he treats his animals, gave us those chickens by holding them by their legs, and
I can't even catch my chickens. They run too fast.
broke their legs.
Yeah, I don't
He
break
broke
my
their
chickens'
legs. But imagine that, like imagine how much they care about them, that the minute that they gained freedom from exploitation, he broke their legs.
Yeah, that's wrong.
This is all animal agriculture is. Like what you're talking about, having some form of mutual relationship with animals, is not agriculture and can never be a profit system, can it? Because if we profit from animals, we are being inherently immoral because
I agree with you. That's animals and placed in a capitalist system, and that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That we're all part of, like, we're all agents in that, and I believe in a world outside of that, but like consistent with other things.
Yeah,
so,
but
like,
this is one of
I
those.
do have a phone, and that is immoral, and that's wrong.
But this is
and
one
I
of
am,
the.
I like do I admit I participate in practices or like utilize things that are inherently immoral.
But that's
I
a
think
difference.
there's
All of
some-
your phone.
But I think there should be like an element of compassion in the ways that people have to like navigate the world as well as like resist
I don't think
it.
we should have compassion towards people who are choosing to be oppressive towards animals. I don't think we should that. I think you should have conversations with people like I do, and the minute that people know what they're doing and they want to continue exploiting innocent sentient beings, there's no more need for compassion because they know what they're doing. It's not. You should have compassion for individuals who
But
are
then
put in a
that's
situation.
kind of then you kind of gone back on what like I explained about indigenous people or people who can't afford alternatives.
Again, you're talking about situations that
No,
people
because
have
then
described
you're
to me
putting
several
the
times,
entire-
but I have never ever found a single person to have shown me this. Every single person to have shown me evidence that there's people who cannot be vegan. And by the way, being vegan means rejecting animal exploitation as much as possible and practicable.
Isn't that what I said at the start though?
Well, I don't know. Like I'm not trying to say that you didn't say that. What I'm saying is that if you're in situations where you are consuming animal products, you as an individual, you are making choices that you could otherwise be making differently. It is different from phone consumption because this is a system that depends on exploitation. It can never be better versus a system that contains exploitation. So your phone is not inherently immoral because it has exploitation. A phone can be made in a non-exploitative way.
Yes, I wish it was though.
Yeah,
But I guess to
but an animal
extract-
product cannot be.
extract like uranium and shit like that. It's not necessarily
But you don't have to extract all those products. By the way, there's other sources for batteries nowadays, but an animal product cannot be made in an ethical way. That's what I'm saying. It will always be us having power over them and using them as projects, as objects. So you see, so when you buy these products, you are inherently paying for a system that you don't
yeah,
agree
like
with.
within capitalism.
But it's not capitalism. Like I feel like you're
No,
trying to
because
blur the
no,
lines.
no,
You're
no,
trying to
because
say
I do-
make certain choices
I
that
do
are not
believe
good.
that there are ways in which people consume animals where it's justified though. And I gave the example.
If there is
of,
no
like-
need, is it ever justified?
Sorry, if there's no need.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Not
there you go.
necessarily.
That's it.
No.
We agree. That's it.
Yeah, but the difference in what I believe is that there are cases in which it's justified.
I don't know about those cases, and that we can
And
treat
I
those
think
cases
that even
individually.
like the way that I eat my eggs is justified. Maybe you disagree with that, but I think it's justified.
I disagree with it because of the intent behind it to take the eggs. You take the eggs for your benefit, not for theirs. So that's
I mean,
inherently a different
like
position.
the eggs would rot anyways.
Yeah, I know. So again, like the intent is different. If you take
So-
the eggs to protect the chickens, it's a different thing than if you take the eggs because you want to eat them.
Well, there's not like a direct intent, of course. Like, but it's and what I'm saying is an interdependent relationship. They have a really beautiful life. They eat the exact same food that I eat, you know.
Except for
and-
the eggs.
Yeah, but they eat the shells. They eat the eggshells.
No, at least you feed those back. But you know, in sanctuaries,
Yeah.
they actually smash the eggs on
Yeah,
the
I
floor.
wouldn't not do that.
But they come
Yeah.
eating it.
Yeah, like they eat all my leftovers and eggshells and things like that, and it's quite an interdependent, beautiful relationship. I think. Like,
Far be it for me to judge that thing.
Yeah.
I'm just all about
but I'm
every
just
other
trying to
situation.
say like there are ways in which it's justified. I think sometimes like animal activists can be quite like monolithic about like the ways in which animals and humans interact. Or,
If
like,
you
the ways in
replace
which-
those animals with humans and you think it's ethical, then for me it's okay.
But I think there's loads of ways in which humans like are interdependent as well.
I don't disagree with that. Like again, I don't have a problem
That's
with
the way society
interdependency.
functions.
I have a problem with power over individuals who
Yeah.
do not have power and
Yeah.
us abusing our power over them, and especially in situations where we can choose otherwise. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming you also don't consume dairy products.
Not massively, no.
Not massively, so you do
But I
consume
do,
dairy
yeah,
products, which are not coming from any
Like
form
the
of
farm.
ethical way.
Well, yeah, the local farm.
The local farm, which
Yeah,
they
yeah.
still impregnate cows. They still take their babies from them.
I don't know, but that's wrong. Yeah, that is wrong.
Yeah. So do you? I'm sorry. Like if it felt confrontational or something, that wasn't
No,
my
no,
intent.
no. Oh, I'm just like
Yeah.
genuinely like putting forward what I believe, but I respect you.
I appreciate the conversation. I just want to, going forward. Do you want to commit to not consuming animal products? What do you
Yeah.
do? Everything outside of what you do there with your animals and you take care of them as again you treat them like individuals. I don't want to commit. I don't want to be a dick about that. You know. Again, I personally still wouldn't do it because I would find it immoral to
Yeah,
use
but that's what
animals
I'm
as objects.
saying. Like, it's more of a complex situation. I'm not going to abandon my chickens. You
No,
know what I mean?
no, but you might also like think about it this way: if none of your chickens produce eggs anymore, are you gonna get more chickens?
Now I just feed them better. Already, they've not been producing eggs for like ages.
So you don't see them as that's the point. Do you see them as egg producing machines? Do you only keep them
I
for the eggs?
mean, I definitely got them so that I would have eggs in more of an ethical way, and I wouldn't have to buy them from a shop because I like eggs.
Yeah, but you see that could potentially be immoral, right?
Yeah.
Like buying a sentient being. Well, like I understand that now you treat them like individuals and you don't want to use them that way.
But then, would you say that about like having a pet?
Well, I would
Like
think.
got a cat.
Yeah, I think having pets is immoral especially if you buy them from breeders, because breeders, they commit really horrific things.
Yeah, no, that's wrong.
But if you take them from a shelter, I think you're just giving them a good life. But yet again, intent will matter in that situation, because if your intent is just to form a bond with an animal, that's okay. But if your intent is I feel lonely and I need somebody in my life and you're gonna take an animal, that's not okay. You see, intent will matter from my perspective.
Yeah.
It's a different situation. Maybe the outcome is exactly the same, but it's a different situation. So morality is a bit complex in those
That's
situations.
what I was trying to say.
I agree
Morality
with
is
you.
complex.
I agree with you that it is complex in some situations, but if you can make all those right choices, and I think you will. I think you're doing the right thing, right?
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Well, can I give you a card at least?
Sure.
But you will find nice shops in front of us.
Dominion, I don't know if you watch, but if not, watch the most important speech you'll ever hear. You'll enjoy. I think you will really enjoy this one. Okay.
Okay, great.
It's based
Thank
on
you
kind of
so
the
much.
conversations we've had. What's your name?
Maria.
Maria. I forgot. Yeah, I'm Chip.
Chip. Nice to meet you, Chip.
You seem like a compassionate person. Okay.
Thanks. Have a good day.
You too. Everybody, yeah, I think that's it. Everybody, I don't have that much patience. I have to go. It's also pretty late. That was I don't know. That was kind of a interesting conversation. I think she was a nice person, but I don't know if she became defensive or something. I don't know what was that that whole thing. Making Chip feel bad, one donation at a time. Tone, stop. Donate. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think she was a nice person. I again, like I debated this whole thing about keeping chickens in your backyard and using them for their eggs. I debated it several times with people, and I feel like there is a very slim chance that what you're doing. A Goofy says, "Can we see the cards?" Yeah, let me show you the cards, and then I'll explain what I was saying. Just show you one card. It says your perception is the real difference. Yeah, what about the male chicks? Yeah, but that's the thing, isn't it? I think they're you can, in theory you can shelter chickens, right? Because if you buy them from a breeder, you're doing exactly the same shit that we don't agree with. I think if you take chickens from a shelter, like what we were doing with that organization, I think that if you take care of them and the eggs are there to rot away, or they're doing worse for the chickens, and you're taking the chickens only, you're taking the eggs only for their benefit, I think there's no difference between you throwing away the eggs or you eating the eggs, of course. But the minute that you take the eggs for your benefit, the minute that you start getting more chickens for your benefit, is the minute that you're acting immorally, because again, you have power over them and you would be using them for your benefit, regardless of the reason or the way you're using them. So I'm just, but again, this is such a small nuance that I generally like. I mean, we can discuss it if you want, but you know, the biggest problem and the biggest issue is all that animal agriculture that does exploit animals in all sorts of awful ways. Nina Blue says that's wasteful though, but that's what I'm saying, right? Like, if you take the eggs for their benefit and you eat the eggs because you're like, you know, I don't want to throw them away, that's wasteful. That's a different thing versus you taking the eggs because you want to eat them, you know? It's a very important thing. Lewis says, don't forget to mention Speedy Draculum, but Speedy Draculum did not get the answer right the first time, did he? I forgot who it was that gave the correct answer. So, Draculum, shout out to you for being shout out to you for being the first to comment, as always. Yeah, but you weren't the one to first. I'll give the shout out next time for that person because I forgot their name, who gave the first correct answer. Whole. What do you mean, Naina Blue? Let me see. Trying to scroll back now. Oh, there's just too much to scroll back. Okay, it's difficult to scroll back. I wish they made this interface somehow that I could easily tomato that you could easily scroll. Tomatoes eat eggs. Does that mean they aren't vegan? Tomatoes eat eggs. Does that mean they aren't vegan? I don't know what that means. But vegan is a moral position of rejecting animal exploitation. The only people who can be vegan, the only individuals who can be vegan are individuals who are moral agents. That's it. Erwin says crazy people in that chat. In the chat. Sorry about that, Erwin. I didn't know that. Hey everybody, if you've enjoyed the conversations, hit that like, subscribe. Somebody said one more conversation. I don't think it would be a good idea. I don't really have that much patience anymore. It's been 2 hours and a half, and I need to also do some work. I don't want to drain myself completely. You can get a panda shirt on Temu for €7. Oh, that's what you mean. Lots of old school farmers use eggs when planting tomatoes. Nena Blue, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. If you're taking the eggs and you're using the animals, if you're using sentient beings for your benefit and you're putting it there, it's the same thing. Sadly, we need to understand that, you know, what you're doing, your intent, your actions matter. It does. And why it matters, like I feel like maybe this person who I was talking to right now was a little bit different, right? Because I genuinely pressed, as you saw, I pressed her, and she genuinely said that she cares about her chickens. She tries to take care of them. And I'm like, you know, I don't want to press people too much. But she actually does that, and I genuinely believe that about her. But the minute she gets another chicken from a breeder or a farm or wherever she gets them from, if it's not a rescue thing, the minute that she gets them and she puts them yet again in the same situation where she can take the eggs, it's the minute that she's acting immorally. That's just the sad fact about it. We don't have the right to do whatever we want to animals just because we can. They're not our property. They're not our objects to use. They're not ours. They're their own. We can have a relationship with them, and sadly we live in a society where even if we had to have a relationship with some animals, we would still need to protect them and follow some certain rules about that, right? Like you would need to keep a dog on a leash and all this kind of stuff. But you know, it's not the same as... Oh, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I'm distracted. There's a lot of shit happening in front of me. But I'm just saying, everybody, animals are not property. Don't treat them like property. Don't treat them like objects. They're sentient beings. They're individuals. At least you didn't use the arguing with stupid people. Yeah, I think somebody already sent me a request on Discord. So I'll maybe that's for a debate. That's cool. Maybe we can schedule it. Sorry, Chip. Love. Think I flustered you, says Naina Blue. No, you didn't. I'm saying the same. It doesn't really matter what. Well, if you take the egg and put it in your mouth, or if you take the egg and put it in the ground, as long as you're seeing that animal as something that they can give to you, it's not really a good relationship, is it? It's a power imbalance. You have power over them and you're using them. It's not really what we want, right? We want people to stop seeing animals as objects, as property, and we want them to start seeing them for what they are, individuals, and that deserve respect. Because a lot of the times people actually do see that for cats, dogs, but somehow for other animals, chickens, pigs, cows, they don't really see that. And it's not somehow, it's not like, how did this happen? It's because they buy into the bullshit, because they've been doing it for their whole life. It's brainwashing that requires a lot of exposure for them to go against it. So yeah, it's I understand it, I just don't agree with it. That's it. Yeah. That's it, everybody. I appreciate you, everybody, for being here. I will be back probably tomorrow. I will do some Discord outreach. Maybe debate this Discord person. Who knows? Gumli asks, "Are we already done?" Yeah, Gumli, I've been here for almost 3 hours, and my patience is kind of gone, and I still have some energy, and I still need to do some work. So yeah. Do you do diet plans for people to change to go vegan? Says Velison. Velison, I can do that, but you know, I'm a certified nutritionist, and I do want to get clients. I want to start getting clients and use my certification because I haven't used it at all so far. But you know, that would imply me asking for money so that you do that. But I can tell you that there's a thing that is free. It's called Challenge 22. It's free and it provides you with everything that you need. They even hook you up to a certified nutritionist there, and they help you get the nutrition that you need for free and according to your own budget. Yeah, but myself, I can't do it for free. Sorry, it's not. I have so many expensive. But anyway, this is a different thing. I will help you go vegan anyway. I will send you everything that you need. But I can't do a personalized thing. Oh, Velison says money is fine. Velison, if you can contact me. I can, since you would be essentially my first client, I can do it for you for free anyway, and I don't have any problem with that. But I would urge you, Velison, if you want, I would urge you that Challenge 22 might be a better solution for you, because they don't only hook you up with a nutritionist and send you recipes every day, they also put you in a group, in a Facebook group with other people who are kind of in your same position, and it becomes a little bit easier because you can also have conversations with those people, you know. I wanted to see somebody else said something else, but no, I don't see it anymore. The Neon Fox, so you don't believe animals attack other animals? I'll try to contact you after this, says Velison. Oh my god, this chat is going all over the place. Thank you, Velison. Yeah, contact me. Let's set up. So you don't believe that animals attack other animals, and you don't believe that we are animals? Neon Fox, we are animals. Animals do attack other animals. That does not give you the right to attack humans, right? Do you apply the same approach? We should be killing and eating humans because animals kill and eat animals? No, come on, stop it with this nonsense, and go. If you're using a logical argument, apply all the variables to that logical argument. It's delusional to care about dogs and cats while abusing other animals. Casey, it's sadly, it's what was it? It's this thing called proximity. People care a lot about people in their proximity, or individuals in their proximity, the individuals that they see. But the ones that they don't really care. And sadly, it's also that animal agriculture pays a large amounts of money for everybody to be in the dark. And you know, if you're not vegan and you're listening to this, you are definitely the ones paying for animal agriculture to brainwash you so that you can give them even more money so that they can brainwash you more. Like you see, you basically, you're acknowledging that they're brainwashing you. You're saying, yes, thank you for brainwashing me. I'm going to give you more money so that you can brainwashing me. And in the end, nobody wins. Nobody. Oh my God, Peppo does gaming. Thank you so much. Again, Peppo, I don't know if it's a mistake already. You don't, I appreciate you, but I'm just saying all this because, like, you know, you can think about it from the perspective of the animals. You can think about it from the perspective of the environment. You can think about it from the perspective of all the human beings who are exploited in this awful industry in ways that are monumentally worse than other situations. But you can also think about the fact that these industries are making a sucker out of you. They're literally telling you, give me your money so that I can brainwash you, and then give me more money. And you know what, in the end, you don't benefit from it, because more, as we go on, more and more studies show that consumption of animal products should be highly limited to be healthy. You should be eating very little animal products if you want to be healthy. Peppo Chip mentioned you earlier. Did he? Oh, I'm sorry. Or did they? I'm sorry. I don't know. Oh, Peppo, you didn't see me, Peppo. I donated so much. I did see you, Peppo. I thank you so much for the donation, Peppo. Do you want some of it back? Because I saw you donating so much. I don't know if it was a mistake or something. I don't want you to. I appreciate you so much. I don't know why. Thank you so much, Pep. Like if I can send you some of it back if you want. Just contact me or drop a comment afterwards, and I'll send you through PayPal or something back. I don't want to take anybody's money. You know, I'm not here to take. No thanks. Keep it, says Peppo. Peppo, I appreciate you being here. I hope you're vegan, Peppo, and if you are, I hope you come back here more often. Not to donate, but just to be here within our community. We have a pretty cool community. Benji says he wants you to keep it, dude. I'll keep it, yes. Thank you so much. There's a 3-minute video in the description of this video. If you're not video, no thanks, keep it. Peppo, I mean, thank you so much. I don't, at this point, I don't know, Peppo, if you're, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I honestly, all of this will be helping me out, yes. I'll be live again tomorrow. Again, as I was saying, there's a 3-minute video in the description of this. Peppo, yet again, thank you so much. There's a 3-minute video in the description of this stream. If you're not vegan, give that a watch. You might be surprised by what you're paying for. I don't have any financial incentive in this game. I don't want you to give me your money. I don't want you to do anything else but look into it, educate yourself, and learn something from it. You might be realizing that you're doing something you don't want to do. Okay. Peppo, thank you so much again. And Peppo, thank you so much everybody for the donations. Not just Peppo, everybody who donated, everybody who was here. Velison says, I've watched a lot of vegan activists, but you're different. Very understandable, so thank you. Thank you, Velison. I get angry also, as you saw. I get a lot, not irrational, but yeah, I get emotional also. I'm a human being after all, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Come back if you're new to the channel. You don't have to donate. Just come back here. Come back to the community. We have an amazing community over here. We hang out sometimes in the comments. We talk and we have great conversations with each other. And I'm also wanting to make a segment where we start a little bit talking to the community people. So come back if you're new to the channel. Come back and join the community. It's an awesome community, everybody. Okay. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate you for everything that you do and for the donations and being here and supporting me and just having conversations in the chat also. I'm sure the conversations in the chat were not easy. So I want to thank you also for that. Adam Gonzalez, you're against conglomerate. Adam Gonzalez, you should be against all form of exploitation, whether they're coming from small farms or large farms. Just be against them. There's actually a study that's done on 1,300 dairy farms in Germany. And on that study, it showed that animal welfare was fairly similar between large farms and small farms. So industrial farming isn't that much different for animal welfare than small farms. And what we're sitting here telling you is that this isn't about animal welfare. This is about animal rights and respecting their right to not be exploited and slaughtered by us. So don't think that if you're buying from small farms or something, all of a sudden it's better. I just want to be clear on that. Free the dog. I'm nihilistic. I'm also nihilistic. Free the dog. But I respect sentient beings. Just because I'm nihilistic, I'm not going to go around harming people. Just like that, I'm not going to go around harming animals. But nihilistic doesn't mean I can just do whatever I want in this world. It means whatever I do doesn't really have any meaning or purpose to me. But whatever I do can have meaning or purpose to the individuals that I'm affecting, okay? So being nihilistic doesn't mean that you don't care. Okay, just be clear about that. Nihilistic is not an excuse to be ignorant or apathetic. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. Let me see. Should I do a? No, that's it. Free the dog. Yes, it does. Okay, free the dog. That's an awful view to have, but you know, I'm not here to discuss more. Trump is not vegan. No, he's not. Trump is an awful person. Thank you so much, everybody. Adam Gonzalez, coal, wood, iron people, how do we escape exploitation? Adam Gonzalez, there's a difference between systems that contain exploitations and systems that inherently depend on exploitation. A system that contains exploitation needs to be improved. And that probably is tackled either with systemic changes or with protests or hell, even with choices. But a system that depends on exploitation, a system that inherently depends on it, a system that cannot exist without exploitation, which is animal agriculture, which is what animal agriculture is a system that you need to abolish. Is a system that when you say no to it, the system shrinks because you no longer give them your money. Okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Have an awesome day, and go vegan, fight for animals, and speak up, okay?